boys, welcome to a fucking big Full Send podcast episode. We just flew all the way to Croatia. We fucking hopped on a plane. We're in Croatia. We got Andrew Tate right here. Lighting up a cigar. Guy loves gars. It's a good sign. What's good? You ready for this pod? You get for the pod? Let's go.
Born ready, G.
Do you have extra gars or what are these?
Wait,
what are these? Tate, what the fuck is this, boys? Are we good, or we could have the cigars come in mid-show, right, Andrew? Or you want to start with the gar?
We can do. I just want to make sure she doesn't fuck it up.
Whose duty is that?
Yeah, who's on cigar duty right now?
The chick, Tash. She's supposed to be getting them.
Is that your girl or assistant? Or?
It's a chick. One of my chicks. Yeah. One of my wives. I got 4 wives. I'm from Ethiopia.
Do you
That's one of your wives for real, or is that a girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a minute.
So wait, when you bring a girl, when you bring like a girl, is she a girlfriend or just a girl for the trip?
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
So you like you put her on cigar duty?
Well, if I need a cigar, then I would ask her to go politely get me a cigar. Yeah.
What if she said no?
How could she possibly say no to me?
What if she's like, why do I have to get your cigars? Like, get your own cigars.
Why do I have to put you on a private jet to fucking Croatia? Fuck off then.
There you go. There you go.
I agree with that.
Like,
Wait. So
bye.
how many girlfriends?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I'm a man of God. I'm a good man. I don't want to be in this podcast. Everyone trying to tell the world that I'm some kind of horrible, evil misogynist. Everyone seems to think I am for some reason.
I think it's great to have multiple.
Do you?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if they're okay with it. Yeah.
Well, do you have like a ranking system? Like you have a main piece and then side girls? How does that work?
I'm a man of God. I read the Bible. I go to church. I don't know. I can't possibly answer these questions. This is obviously going to be watched by every single female that has any kind of association to me, and I'm loyal to all of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go. So do the math on that one. See, baby, I told you I was loyal. Don't worry about it.
So
I'm loyal to all of you at the same time.
You think it's possible for a man to be loyal to one girl?
I think it's possible for men to do lots of things. Sure, we can go to the moon. You can be loyal to one girl. You can go scuba diving if you want to. I don't think that if men were truly honest with themselves that they want to be, I think men are loyal to a woman to try and inspire loyalty out of her. A man will sit there and go, I only want to be with her. But really what they're saying is, I only want her to be with me, which is a masculine imperative and it's natural. And I completely understand that. Every man's the same. But if you could make a woman be loyal to you while not being loyal to her, then you would not be loyal to her. If a man's truly honest and says, if I can press this button and she's loyal to me no matter what I do, am I still going to only be with her? Now, you might prefer her. You might spend 99% of your time with her, etc. Completely get that. But on a long enough time frame for the rest of your human life, if she's going to be loyal to you regardless, are you telling me that without any kind of backlash from her, without the chance of her cheating, without any bullshit, you're going to tell me for the next 50 years you're not going to fuck anything ever once?
If she let you, why not? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like everyone would agree to that.
Everyone would agree to it, right?
So it's different for men and women.
It's completely different for men and women, and it's also different because a lot of people misunderstand what I say. It's different for men of a certain status, right? If you're a man who has his shit together at a certain level of status, you can say to a woman, look, I love you with all my heart. I want to be with you. I'm going to take care of you, but you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm in charge because this is my life. You're on the Tate train, and we're headed to Success Station. I'm the one driving it, and if you're going to be on my train, certain things are going to happen. If you're unhappy, you can get off. No problem.
I feel like you've been experiencing that as like a high-value male. Me and Salim kind of just started. I'm hoping Steiny gets there one day, but once you get there, it'll be
Funny, guys.
Yeah.
it'll be dope. When you get into the high-value area, it's like it's pretty fire.
Well, if you're hard to replace, then you're going to accept more things than you would accept from someone who's easy to replace, right? This is basic human psychology. We can take it away from dating and apply it to basically anything. You will accept your Lamborghini breaking down because it's hard to replace it. You will not accept your Toyota breaking down because you can just go get a Nissan. So it's the same kind of game, right? If you look at a guy and go, he is amazing at everything. I truly feel, I feel happy with this man. I can't find another man on his level who could possibly replace him or fill the hole in my life he would leave. Sometimes he fucks that bitch. Oh, fine. You're more likely to accept it. That's human nature, right? It's not even about intersexual dynamics and all the things I talk about, even though I could use those examples to apply all of my beautiful, completely correct, logical, affirmations. The reason I don't do that is because everyone comes back and goes, misogynist. So fine, cool. Stop them all crying. Let's talk about human nature. People are not going to be quick to replace something or attempt to replace something which is basically irreplaceable. So if you're a high enough status individual, then you get to get away with more. That's basic human psychology, isn't it, as a whole? And I think that I'm with guys here. I don't have to be polite. I don't have to say I think. I could say I know. I know.
I don't think there's any girls in the room. Is there? Is
there?
Alyssa even in here?
You're good, bro.
Oh,
Act
shit.
like there's not.
Cool. I know that women as a whole are quite understanding of their status. Women are very, very intelligent. I know people say I'm misogynistic and people say I say bad things about women. Women are very, very intelligent in certain key areas. And one of the things they are most intelligent at or best at is reading their own status and understanding what they can and can't get away with. Women are experts at that. Like
100%.
You get the same chick who will act X way with one guy and get with a new guy and act completely differently. Because
Do you think that's subconsciously though? Like with
I think it's subconscious, but I also think they spend a lot of time on Instagram, a lot of time looking at their competition, a lot of time looking in the mirror, a lot of time trying to look good. A lot of time, they spend a lot of time on themselves and within themselves, and they're pretty good at understanding their value and what they can get away with when it's compared against the value that's sitting opposite them, right? So they'll sit opposite one guy and be a dickhead and sit opposite the next guy and be a sweetheart. They're quite smart at that, right?
That's
So
facts.
it's true. So I think that most women actually, if they get with a guy who they really know has his shit together, they're not going to sit there with that guy and say, listen, you better not, because they're like, if I talk to him that way, he's definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
So they're going to come at a different angle. It would really hurt me if you, and then once they say it would really hurt me if you, then you can apply counters to that in different ways. You can just simply ask, why would that hurt you? Well, if you're fucking all these bitches, how do I know I'm special? So the only reason you know you're special is because I'm sexually exclusive. So if you knew you were special with something else, perhaps you did something else with me, or I did something else with you that I don't do with anybody else, and you would know you were special. So what you worried about me fucking that bitch for? And it can't be that logical because females are not that logical. You can't explain it that way. But I'm saying if you're with a woman long enough and you have frame and you have influence over her and you understand these basic paradigms and you mention them in the correct conversations at the correct way in the correct frame, over time, they'll learn to accept it. I say this and people completely have a meltdown. I don't know why people have a meltdown. It's facts. It's facts. You think any of these dudes you think any of these rappers fucking all these girls, the girls are telling them, you better be loyal. You better be loyal.
No, but why?
Fuck no. Because of his status.
Because they don't want to be left.
Because they know he'll just say no, bye. So they just don't, they're like, okay, look at me in the mirror. Can I be replaced? Yes. Can he be replaced? Not easily. Fuck, I got to take this deal. That's the game. And that's human psychology. You can apply that to anything. You can apply it to the fight game. There's an A side, B side. Human relationships, there's an A side, B side. Business deals, there's an A side, B side. Someone's got to fucking take the B side.
So the way you're saying,
someone's got to lose.
Yeah.
To a degree. To a degree.
Yeah.
But this is the thing about relationships, because we can talk about relationships as a whole. Everyone says what I say is crazy. All I say is that love is real. Men and women should be in love. A man can be completely in love with a woman and care about her and still sometimes fuck something else.
like the higher your status, the more you can get away with, because that girl's so afraid to lose that, so you can do whatever you want.
Bro, it's the same. But it's the same with anything.
Yeah.
Is it like buy a McLaren? It's not going to work for half the year. They're fucking nightmares, but they're McLarens, so it's just a game.
Like I used to talk to Salim, and he'd have random girls, and he'd be like, "Yo, I'm crazy over this chick," and I would say, "Salim, dude, think about who you are. You can get any girl you want. These are just random chicks, right?"
Well, now it's multiple. Now it's great.
So there's levels to it, and I think that chicks don't realize that until they don't have it, and then they chase back, right?
Well, women are also addicted to drama. This is something else you have to understand about females.
That's very true.
Females are addicted to drama. They are entertained by drama. What does a woman do in her spare time? She watches the Kardashians drama. Listen, I don't want to insult anyone. I was about to say a bitch. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. A bitch will sit there. A bitch will sit there and think, I need to relax. Let me watch a murder documentary about a serial killer who chops people's heads off so I can have a nice good night's sleep in bed. They're addicted to this shit. They love drama. So to some degree, even as a man, this is actually an important frame for men to understand. To some degree as a man, you have to instill drama in the relationship, because if you don't, she's going to get bored.
No, that's very true, man.
And she's either going to leave or she will instill the drama, which gives her control. You don't want her to bring the drama.
So you think girls like to fight?
They like drama. They like to be entertained.
Yep.
So if she instills the drama, it's probably going to involve some other fucking dude. You don't want that shit, right? So you have to instill drama. So this is the question I always say to all the people who say I'm misogynistic and my view on relationships are wrong, et cetera, et cetera. I say, look, I have beautiful women who are in love with me, and we're all happy and smiling every day. I get to fuck whatever I want. I have a very positive relationship with females. My life's good. You disagree with everything I say. But your relationship, you and your woman don't even fuck. So like, if you take the other paradigm, 99% of men disagree with me, but they marry one chick, they be the good guy, get married, sit with her, just her, I'm loyal, blah, blah. They're all getting fucking divorced and the chick's giving them a hard time. Yep. You never see that dude who did the right thing and then go, I can do whatever the fuck I want because I do the right thing. So you know what? Leave her at home. I'm hitting the club. I can do what I want because I don't cheat. Never. It's like, oh, she's going to get mad. Da, da. And he's the good guy. I'm the bad guy, and I get to say, see you next week.
So what
Bounce.
is the cheating code in Andrew Tate's like books? Like, how do you morally cheat if you have a girl? You're honest with her. You're upfront with her.
It's not even about that, because when I say it on these podcasts, I have to condense everything. I have to be very compendious, and I have to try and...
Or how does one, not Andrew Tate, how does one morally
It's
cheat?
just about understanding and instilling a mental frame inside of the female that makes her understand that it's really not that big a deal. That, coupled with your status and the fact that you're hard to replace, will make you be able to get away with it. And when I say get away with, I don't even mean get away with. It can be a very honest and open thing. I'm telling you, man, like, most men would be surprised by how deviant women are. If you have a woman and you're truly cool, and you're truly together, and she truly loves you, you come home. Have you been out? You fucked that bitch. I did fuck that bitch. You know what? I fucked her, but her tits are not as good as yours. Come here.
But
And you
does that
fucked her, right? She'll love it. She doesn't give a shit.
What if she had a better rack, though?
Well, then she's in trouble, right?
wait.
But I'm saying, if the framing is right, but it's about the mental framing. I say these things, and men think I'm full of shit, but you have to understand the mental framing. I'll give you an example. If a man
So that's your line when you come home and you just
No, but
just compliment the girl's rack and then you're good?
It's an example.
That's a
But
good,
I'm-
no, that's a good line, though.
But I'm talking about the mental framing. If a woman gets with a man and his frame is correct, that woman over a long enough period of time has the same political views, likes the same music, likes the same movies, has the same friends as him, watches the same things on YouTube, the same Netflix shows. If you see a woman who loves that man, doesn't she do everything the man does? So if that man truly believes and can explain to her in a sensible way, look, I love you, I take care of you, I pay your fucking rent, you're living with me, that bitch, fuck that bitch, who cares? I fucked her, so what? Who gives a shit? She ain't here, she ain't living in the fucking penthouse, shut up. Eventually she's gonna be like, okay, well, as long as those girls don't live with you, they absorb their man's frame.
Wait, but
that's
hold
the
on.
frame.
Hold on though. So what if your girl comes home, same scenario, and goes, yo, your dick is bigger? That's not gonna make you happy though.
Bro. Okay, so this argument is one I've heard so many trillion times. They say, well, if you can do that, why can't the woman do that? And I can answer it in so many different ways.
Give your harshest way.
Yeah. I can give, my harshest way is that it goes against the will of God and nature. It goes against the way of man. For the longest period of human history, men had more than one woman. Every king, every sultan, read the Bible, read the Quran. In most of the world today, men still have more than one woman. Never in history, in any book ever, in any civilization since the dawn of human time, have promiscuous women been celebrated, ever. They have been frowned upon in every single society ever. The main reason is because of paternity. Because what happens is if I have 5 girlfriends and they all get pregnant, we know who the 5 mothers
the guys
are.
are in town?
Thank you. And we know who the 5 fathers are.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, the father for the 5 kids. So you know who the kids belong to.
Yeah.
If you have a woman who's sleeping with 5 dudes, when she gets pregnant, nobody knows who the fucking kid belongs to. Now, the DNA test might be able to fix that, modern science, right? But there's a whole bunch of modern science that has to work the devil. That shit's new. Humans, evolutionarily, grew up until the 1950s, 1960s, where none of that shit was doable. You had to know who the mother and the father was. You had to have a virgin. That's why they celebrate virginity in most of these places on the planet. They can't afford DNA tests. If she ain't a virgin, I don't know as a fact I'm the father. So I ain't gonna fucking deal with her shit. That's why virginity is so important in most of the world to this day. So to come along and say a woman can do it too is disgusting in the eyes of God and in the eyes of nature. You can come along with science and somehow then try and fix it and prove it.
So
and patch it up.
God just wants the boys to just run through chicks.
God wants the warriors
like
out here.
God's looking down right now and he's like, boys, I just want you to run through chicks.
God wants the men, the masculine males of earth to reproduce, create his warriors. God needs warriors.
What parable is that in?
It's Tate 15.
Okay, I'll search it up.
Look it up.
Wait, so when
God needs warriors.
New Testament?
New and old, I'm everywhere, bro. Okay. I'm around. You should read the book, G. I'm in there somewhere. You'll see it, and you go, that sounds like Tate. He probably wrote that one. Luke. Nah, that wasn't Luke. That was Tate, that one.
What about, have you ever dated a girl that makes more money than you?
That's impossible.
It's possible. What do you mean?
impossible.
What if when you finally go to the US, you're in LA, and Kylie Jenner pulls up on you, and she's like,
She's still not richer than me.
she's richer than you.
Nah.
She is.
But I'm rich in ways beyond money. You're thinking in
No,
numbers.
I'm talking financially.
Then I guess I'm gonna have a very good life, aren't I?
Would you ever date a girl that's richer than you?
Fuck yes. Why not?
So then would you let her pay bills?
I spent most of my life dating girls who were richer than me. Like for a long time, I had no money, and I'd date a bitch and she might have more money than me. That was no problem for me because I was still in control. I was still in charge. Masculine frame is not all about money. The idea that it's all money is not true at all. Right? I did very, very well in my life when I had no money, and I was a professional fighter and I was on the way up and I was fighting and I didn't really have that much money, I did fine.
So what if you're...
there are dudes in New York right now selling CDs on the street with like 4 girlfriends and they're just tearing through pussy. Everyone knows it. They're
Even
fucking
the
everyone's
CD
wife
guys?
on the slide. They're doing fine. So it ain't just about
But then
money.
what leverage do you have over them if you're not taking care of them? Like, what if Kylie Jenner's like, what the fuck? Like, you're on my jet. It's bigger than yours. Like, you can't fucking cheat on girls now.
If I'm
or
on
would
that,
you just dip at that point?
if I'm on that jet, it's my jet.
Oh my
It's your
God,
jet?
Oh my God.
If I'm on her jet, then it becomes my jet.
What if it says Kylie Skin on the outside
Doesn't
of the
matter
jet, though?
because if she's my chick,
Do you
then
make her pull off the decal?
No, she can keep it. But if she's my chick, then she's mine. So her things are now mine. It's my jet, my house. This is my jet. Young lady, sit down. Be quiet. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. I fucked Hannah Montana, whoever. It's gonna be okay. Like, so there might be some celeb beef there, but it's not just about money. I want people to understand it's not just about money. Because I have money is not the reason I say these things. Frame in and of itself is not just about cash.
But do you think you could pull that off with a boss bitch, is what I'm saying?
Well, this is interesting, right? So now we can apply this to the things I've been saying.
That'd be a true test.
Now we can apply this to the things I've been saying. Someone like Kylie Jenner is far more difficult to replace because
Right.
she's more scarce.
Right.
So then she would be able to turn around and try and play the same game back with me. I'm not saying that it's all a game and it's all just like a chess match and those kind of things. I'm saying these are the basics of human dynamics and human nature. And that someone like Kylie Jenner can have anyone on the planet and there's only one of her. I want to actually say something quickly before we go into this. I'm new to being big on the internet. I really don't even know what Kylie Jenner looks like. Wait, is Kylie Jenner
That's
a dude?
cap.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
a dude?
cap. That's cap.
Is Kylie Jenner the
That's
dude?
huge cap.
Is Kylie Jenner a guy?
You have to be capping.
That's a huge cap.
Who's the guy?
You just brought up
Caitlyn.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, but who's the dude one?
Caitlyn.
Oh, okay, fuck, thank God. I thought you were setting me up.
That's the hottest
I thought you
one.
were setting me up saying I'm talking about a dude. All right, okay. Kylie Jenner. Kylie's
like slightly less hot than Caitlyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, obviously it would be a slightly different dynamic. But I'm not saying that. But who is she dating now? I don't
Travis
know.
Scott.
Okay, is he loyal?
I don't know. I think he dogs.
Probably not.
He probably dogs.
What do you think? Do you know who Travis Scott is?
I don't know these people. So I don't know these people. But what I'm saying is that at a certain level of masculine frame, I think most women are kind of like, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know about it. Just do your thing. Please love me. I love you back. Boom. And most women will agree with this. I say this to girls all the time because I say these things and girls say, my man would never cheat. My man doesn't cheat, blah, blah, blah. I say, go into his room and demand to see his phone. And no matter what excuse he gives you, don't buy it. Demand to see it.
Why do you want that though? Why would you do your boys like that?
No, because exactly. Why'd you do your boys like that? Because what's on the phone?
Huh?
What's on his phone?
Probably some shit that
Some
she doesn't want to see.
some bitch.
Yeah.
So every man's doing it anyway. So every woman knows it, and the reason she doesn't demand to see his phone because she'll want to have her illusions shattered.
Do you think that that's fair for her to want to see the phone and get to see it?
Fuck no, tell her to fuck off. But I'm just saying that women know truthfully because if they truly want to find out, they could, and they don't want to find out. They want to just pretend.
Can I ask you something about the body count thing? About having chicks have their body counts on their foreheads?
No, you have to explain it first. Explain it be a professional, young
I
man.
will, sorry.
Be a professional. We're on one of the biggest podcasts in the world, so please explain
He's new
to the podcast.
He's new to the pod too. by the
Oh,
way,
I'm not
so.
new.
Explain to the podcast
You're still
what
on
I
trial
said.
a bit.
Wow, yeah, probably with this guy.
Yeah.
You said you had to have girls had to have lines for each body that they've had on their
That's
forehead.
not even what I said.
No, you said it would if girls would have the number of body count or whatever they have on their head, it'd make everything way easier.
How so?
But how would it be displayed?
I didn't know exactly what you said after that, but I know. It was,
I'm here on this podcast, you guys. You don't even understand what I said. I'm upset.
Because we want the audience to know, so we need you to dive into it.
I said that a lot of the world's problems could be fixed if women walked around with their body counts on their foreheads. I didn't say lines.
Sorry.
And
What
it's
would be
fine.
fixed? Like world hunger?
Everything will be fixed, bro. I'm
But
talking
why?
about society at large could benefit from that scenario.
What
How
does that?
so?
What does that fix?
Because you have to extrapolate it. You have to extrapolate it and look at it the meta point. If women can't just sleep with anybody and everybody because they're going to be known for it and shamed for it, they're going to be very, very selective with who they sleep with. If they're very, very selective, then men are going to have to be very, very, they're going to have to be very, very hardworking and very, very dedicated to becoming a man worth sleeping with. So now men are going to be more honorable. Men are going to try harder. Men are going to be more interested in making sure that they're a person who's upstanding in society. Women are going to be very selective who they choose. They're more likely to stick with a guy through thick and thin because they don't want to add a new number to their head. Families will return. Families are an extension of society as a whole, right? It's family, then it's town, then it's city, then it's state,
that makes somewhat sense.
No,
then
I
it's the
disagree.
country.
They should make a Black Mirror episode about that.
They should try it.
I disagree.
Of course you disagree.
But I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because it's different. Like if you're looking for a one-night stand and one chick has 3 bodies and one chick has 50, the chick with 50 is going to give you a way freakier night than the chick with 3. So I'd maybe go with the girl with 50.
You're going to walk around looking for chicks thinking, I want one that smells
For a
of dick.
one-night stand, though.
I want one who's been plowed.
Who's gonna give you a freakier
Yeah, I
night?
wouldn't
Yes,
want
Steiny,
that.
I wouldn't want that.
I don't
G.
think
For
anyone
a one night
thinks like that.
stand.
Any
Okay,
guys
two
would want
bodies.
that.
Two bodies. Are,
Yeah, fucking, you can give me a virgin for a one night
Who the hell
stand.
goes
Yes,
for the
sir.
girl with the higher body
Bro, it's
count?
fresh puss.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
a-
but
that's a
yeah,
weird
but then there's a
take
lot
right
more.
there.
There's a lot more like bullshit behind the scenes that you guys probably aren't.
Has
thinking
anyone
about.
ever heard that?
I would never.
You don't understand
if
the
I knew
logic.
A girl had 100 bodies or 200.
Okay, so if she has
I would never
one,
fuck her.
if she has one, and then another chick has 10, who would you rather
One.
smash?
One. All day.
Okay,
What's
well,
wrong with you,
you guys
bro?
just don't get freaky, I guess. Obviously, it's
Well, I
But
mean,
it's not about. I don't think
freaky.
It's about
I mean, if you want chicks who smell a dick, that's your thing. But that ain't my thing, and I don't think it's most men's thing. Men
That
are-
was a wild take,
Men
bro.
are interested in men are interested in innocence. It's
Yeah.
innocence that men find appealing. This is what most
100%.
people don't understand.
Yeah.
Women don't even know what men find attractive. What actually amazes me is that women go through the world and they're so concerned with how they look, but they have no understanding on a basic level of what men find attractive in women. And I know that for a fact because every single time I sit with a chick and talk to her, especially for the first time or on a date or something, she's saying always completely the wrong thing. She's saying exactly which makes me less attracted to her. The fact she's still hot will get her through it.
What's the worst thing a woman can say on a first date?
The worst thing is it's just basic things they don't think about, right?
Like, what's the worst thing they could say on the
Oh,
first
I
date?
mean, there's a bunch of dumb shit they could say, but within a realistic frame, I don't know. But it's all bad. I'll tell you why. It's all bad. Women will sit there and do something they think is innocent. They'll talk about traveling. I've been to here and I've been to there and I loved when I saw this. My favorite place is this. Da-da. When you sit with a dude on a first date and tell him how many places you've been, all he's thinking is you've been fucked.
Yeah.
You've been
Yeah,
fucked by who paid for that?
Yeah,
who paid for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice hotel, bitch. Like it's bullshit. Like shut the fuck up. And on top of it, men want innocence, and the reason we find innocence attractive is because we want to be the female's portal to the world. Yeah. If I meet a woman,
You want to hear they've never been anyway.
never. I will show you the world.
100%.
The first private jet you get on will be mine. You've ever been in a Lambo? No, you're getting my one first. I'm going to
Yes.
show you brand new experiences. If I sit there with some bitch and she's like, I've been there, I've been that. I went to this party. My friend has a jet. I was in this Lambo. Da 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 da. And you're just like, shut the fuck up. There's nothing less attractive because we want to be their portal to the world. The reason women don't understand this is they sometimes think, especially if they're sitting with a G, like if they're sitting with a guy like me, they feel like they have to prove themselves by pretending they've been with other ballers, right? They don't want to sit there with a man like me and go, oh, I've never been into a restaurant like this. I wish they would say that. That's the most fucking attractive thing they could say to me. But instead they'll say, yeah, I've been here, and my friend, and I did this. And
They
they'll talk
drop,
about this all the-
they drop Dubai and then it's
they
over.
start
right?
dropping about fucking other shit that
That's
they did
when
with
you
their
walk
If they
makeup.
say
And
Dubai, you got to get the check right away.
yeah, it's just like, shut up. But they don't. So women don't even know what men find attractive because we're interested in innocence. So he's talking about body counts. It's not even just about the freaky da-da. I'm interested, if I have an experience with a woman, whether it's sexual or non-sexual, I want to be her portal to the world. I want to be the person who shows her something for the first time. I don't want to fuck a bitch who's been fucked every way she can be fucked. Why do I want to, like, well, I have to invent something new now? Backflips? Like, I can do it. I can do it. Maybe he's doing backflips. I don't know. But to me, that's not appealing.
You're missing the point.
That is,
but yeah.
that is true. That is true. I think girls do think it is symmetrical. That like
Oh, man,
guys and girls like the same thing.
Girls,
I don't
and
why
you
they
know,
think
you know
that.
what's worse about chicks on dates? I can
know
talk
why
about
the
chicks
fuck
on
they
dates
think
for a
that.
long time. I don't know if I'm allowed to smoke or not, but I don't really listen.
Who gives a fuck?
All
Yeah.
right,
you're
cool,
good.
You guys want to let us
Shout out
know?
to
Let's
Yacht
all- let's
Week
just
for
all
letting
do
us smoke in this hotel.
Yeah.
Here, pass them around. Kyle,
Thank
let's
you,
just all
Yacht
do
Week,
it.
for getting us
Pass
this
them around,
smoking
pass them
permit.
around. No, this is gonna be
So-
amazing.
Where they at?
I can talk about chicks on dates for a long time.
What
Because
was
they're
your
fucking,
the worst date you've ever been on?
they're
honestly?
fucking awful.
Well, can you give us a strategy then?
The worst date.
We need to
Like,
cut them and shit.
Got a cutter.
I got a cutter, it's just there.
Can you give us a strategy on how to have a
But
successful
first,
first
we
date?
Stein, you wanna cut them up?
complain about all the things women do. So first they talk about traveling, which they need to not do because men don't want to hear that. Another thing women do, you know what? Another thing men hate. This is for all the chicks watching this. You know another thing men hate. We hate those social bitches. You know what I'm saying? You meet a girl for the first time, right? First time.
Going?
Here's a test where you meet a bitch for the first time. Say, what are you doing next week? Correct answer. Oh, nothing, just home. Attractive. That's what I want to hear. You ain't been nowhere. You don't go nowhere. Just home. What are you doing next week? Oh, well, my friend has an art exhibition, and then my girl knows this guy who's doing this thing, and we're going to this party because it's a launch for this new clothing line. And then on Wednesday, it's my friend's birthday. Her name's Chloe. She's so funny. And we're going to go here. And then this, that. She starts giving you this busy schedule. Ho. Slut. Shut up. Unattractive. Don't want to hear it. You're a hoe. You've been too many places. You're not home enough. You're not reading the Bible. Uninterested. Busy bitches, social bitches, unattractive. Next thing that's unattractive that women do is when they fucking say
So you
hello.
think all social bitches are fucking though?
I'm not
What
about
if
they're
they're
fucking.
what if they're out there just grinding?
It's about that men don't want that. I'm talking about pure just attraction. She could be an innocent angel doing all these things. The fact that still she's going to sit there with me and start talking about all these places she goes, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear innocence, purity, sit at home, don't do shit.
I don't like when they're sluts, but I kind of find it hot when they have their own shit going.
You have her own shit going from home.
From
But
wherever it is,
I'll give
as
you another
long
example.
as they're not fucking.
Okay, no, but the problem is that you're saying they're not fucking, right? If a woman's going to all these different places and she's attractive, lots of guys are at least trying to fuck her.
But not if she's with a top G.
Okay, that's right, but she's not with you yet, is she? It's date one.
If she is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's date one, right? It's date one. So for the last X amount of months, she's been running all over XYZ, meeting XYZ, and then you have to look at her and have enough faith that nobody's ever managed to put their dick in her ever. And the truth is, it really ain't that hard. So it's like, social bitches are worse. I walked in a restaurant with a girl, and she's like, we're waiting in this little line. There's like 2 people in front of us, like literally 1 couple in front of us. The line would have been maybe 6 seconds. So it wasn't even worth kicking off. Oh, I know the manager. What did it? And I looked at her and go, how do you know the manager? Oh, I just know him through that. I was like, I just wanted to leave. Like, and now I'm just like, now you know the manager of the best restaurant in the city. You're a fucking, now I got to sit there. You're a hoe now. How many times have you been here? With who? Who have you fucking been here with? It's off-putting. It's disgusting.
I see what you're saying, because like a lot of the times when men deal with women, I mean, it is sexual. You know what I mean? So like when she, obviously you're probably thinking, oh, you know the manager. Fuck, are you fucking him or something?
You fucking him, or you've been here on how many dates? With who? Or you and your girls are here drinking
Or
all
the manager,
fucking time?
the manager wants to fuck you. That's a fact.
That's it. But
yeah.
Where's my lighter? You stole my lighter?
He's lighting it. Please don't
Thieves.
get it. Has like a girl ever brought you back to meet her parents? And if she does, do you act this way? Like, do you be real?
Parents love me.
You act this way though too?
I love you.
Parents love me.
Can you show me how to light it?
Sure.
Do you tell the dad, like, I'll never stay loyal to your daughter?
Nah, but I say something else. I say, look, she's been out too much.
Save that, like, for dessert maybe when that comes, right?
Finally, she's under control. Like, don't worry. She was living haram, but I'm here now. She's gonna live a good life now. I'm glad I met her before it was too late. I'm gonna save your daughter.
Yo.
I'm here to save her
I
life.
like this, bro. This is good.
Dads probably like you. Moms might not.
Oh, they all love me.
You're low-key a lover boy inside, I feel like.
No,
But you just
I
don't
believe
show
in
it.
I believe in love and that. I'm just
Yeah, you're a big cuddler, low-key.
You like cuddles, yeah.
completely. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
But all I'm talking about is just the things women do on dates that are unattractive. And I'm just saying that women do so much shit's unattractive. And usually, it's 99% of the time they're talking. They're just saying unattractive shit, talking about where they've been, da-da-da. And this goes back to the meta point that we want to be their portal to the world. We want innocence. It's what men are biologically attracted to. So if any woman out here is watching it, roll it sideways. It's a DuPont. Roll it sideways.
DuPont, Salim.
Fuck is this?
Sideways.
It's a DuPont, bro.
From the middle of the lighter, roll it sideways. Down. No, lower. In the middle of the lighter. That's it. So, I'm telling this for all the chicks who watch the podcast. Let's say you're going on a date with a guy and you really want to get him. You ain't been nowhere. You ain't done shit. You're an undiscovered diamond. I don't know. I've never been to a place like that. Oh, how do I open the car door? I don't know how Lambo car doors work. Oh, I've never done this. I've never been there. I've never been on holiday. That's what a man wants to hear. He does not want to hear the story. Oh, yeah, I went there once and me and my friends, all 4 of us went there because it was our party. And shut the fuck up. It's unattractive.
But wait, how do you...
And women don't know this. Women don't know this because they'll say all this shit and the man will still bang them. So they think they did good on the date. Oh, he banged me. Well, no, he was going to bang you anyway, no matter what you said. But if you want him to love you, you need to learn to shut the fuck up. This is true because men find innocence attractive except for him.
Do you think it's harder to...
I'd agree with men find innocence attractive. That's...
Yeah. But do you think it's...
I didn't even actually realize that until you said it.
Would you, when you go on a date with a chick, would you rather hear her say, I've never been to the club ever, or I go to the club every weekend?
Obviously never been to the
But do you
club.
think it's harder to find hot girls in that situation?
Oh, it's certainly harder to find innocent hot girls because hot girls are absolutely and utterly corrupted because they're corrupt, because they're an asset that men try and corrupt. Men try and find hot chicks and show them the world.
Yeah.
So you have to be there first, right? It's not easy to do. I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm saying
How do you
it's
get
what
there
we-
first, though?
It's how do you get there first? You just got to be a G about it. There are the odd ones. You can find the odd one who's a bit older, who hasn't had too much experience in life or sat around with some dork for a while or whatever. But in general, this is also one of the reasons men find youth attractive. You want to blow up the internet? I'll blow up the internet right fucking now. The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less dick. I'll say this right here on the fucking internet. I don't give a shit. People will sit there and go, oh, you can't say that. Yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been more places, been fucked and dumped more times, more arguments, more heartbreak, more bullshit, more mess for me to clean up. Whereas a 19-year-old might have had one guy from high school, just broke up, she's fresh, and I can fucking put my imprint on her and make her a good person, and without her having to go through all that detriment to learn about life.
So what's your key age range? 19 to...
It's not just about the age range.
Just the example.
No, I know, but what's your preference?
I mean, hot girls are hot girls,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. Hot girls are hot girls. But my point is that older women, the reason they're less attractive to men, even if men don't instinctually understand it, is because they've been through a whole bunch more shit. And we're not interested in dealing with someone else's problems. If you get with a girl who's 26, 27, she's going to be sitting there going, I know men like you. I've seen what men like you do. You ain't going out today.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I ain't dealing. So you're telling me, wait, you're telling me you were innocent and sweet for this dude. You were nice to him, he fucked you and messed you up, and now I deal with the attitude problem you've developed because he got your pussy? I didn't even want him to fuck you in the first place. You should have been a virgin when you met me. Now I'm dealing with your shit? Get fucked. Goodbye.
Don't you think, though, trying to find purity out of women, it kind of is like a low possibility? I mean, it's kind of like when a woman says, I want a guy that's like 6 feet tall, whatever the case may be, right? There's less of them, and like it's like, dude, you can't really find a virgin out
The
here,
best
man.
things in the world are low probability. It doesn't mean it's not what we desire. We're talking about what we desire. And what I'm saying is that one of the best things about status is that you can now get what you desire. So at status, most men have this dream of sleeping with endless women. I could, if I decided, could sleep with a new woman every single day for the next 10 years. All I would have to do is reply to my Instagram inbox. It would not be difficult. I could do it. It's not interesting to me. I am more interested in using my status to find something extremely rare, like a woman of innocence. That's what I'm talking about here. I'd rather find 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 women of innocence and keep them, as opposed to just sleeping with endless women, because sex really ain't all that interesting to me. I think it gets boring after a while. So that's the point we're making. Yeah, it's hard to find, but just because it's hard to find doesn't mean it's not what every man intrinsically really wants. It's what men really, truly want. And what's actually interesting about it all is, no matter how innocent the female, she still wants the man to have had experience. If you were to ask a virgin woman, do you want a virgin boyfriend? She'd say no. Or if she slept with one man and she had lived a good life, do you want a man who lived a good life and been with one woman? No, maybe he should have slept with a few more. They want you to have been X, Y, Z, right? So you could have been a playboy and slept with 1,000 girls and get with a virgin. She wants you to be that way, and you want her to be that way. It's fine. That's how it's supposed to work. The reason it's all fucked up now is you got women out here who slept with 100 dudes, sleeping with a guy who fucked like 15 chicks, and he wonders why he can't keep her under control. Well, of course fucking not. How are you going to pull that off?
It's hard for guys.
It's hard for dudes, man, because these chicks are just running through dick. It's hard, and if they run through enough dick, they're eventually going to end up on a real G's dick. We talk about, I get called a lot on the internet one of these red pill guys, and it annoys me because I'm not.
What's that mean?
Oh, this whole red pill manosphere.
What does red pill mean?
Oh, something about girls and dating and all this shit. I'm not one of them. But some of the things they say is true. And the point I'm trying to make is that if you get with a woman who slept with enough dudes, eventually some of those dudes are going to leave an imprint on her you can't fill. I be honest with you, I feel sorry for any man who's with any of my exes. You're going to come along, you ain't me, I could whoop your ass, she knows I could whoop your ass, you can't give her what I give her, you can't do what I can do, and now you're sitting there going, oh, I still love you. And the deepest, darkest night, she's laying there next to you going, you ain't Andrew. You just tried your very
That's
best.
a good feeling,
you
man.
just tried your very best, and that didn't feel like it when Tate did it. And that's it. So like it's like they're widowed in their mind, and you can't truly attach to them because part of them still belongs to someone else. This is what happens at true status. If I run through 10 chicks, I get to know I've ruined 10 wives, guaranteed 10 divorces, guaranteed, because whoever she marries, she will not be happy with because she will dream of me for the rest of her fucking human existence, guaranteed. That's how it gets. You get to that point at a certain status of man.
How do you get to that point?
You got to get your shit together. How many push-ups you done today?
None.
The fuck? Why ask me stupid questions?
How many have you done?
Bro, I do I'm ready. I live ready. I do push-ups in my sleep.
How many push-ups do you do a day?
I don't really train the gym too often. I do like 500, 1,000 push-ups a day. If I'm ever on the computer, I set myself little targets. So if I'm on the computer and I'll set a time, or I'll say when this song ends or whatever mentally, and then I'll just drop and do as many as I can.
You try to do a 500 to 1,000?
500 to 1,000 a day, yeah.
I could do
How many
500
can you
a day.
bang out in one set?
Oh, 100, 150.
Wow.
So
What else is your like lifting schedule?
that's
like?
it, man. I just do a bunch of push-ups.
Just push-ups.
Bunch of push-ups. If I'm in the gym, I'll train, but
Yeah.
I live on the road, so I don't often get access to a gym.
You guys don't just go to the gym on like...
Well, if I stay in a nice hotel, there'll be gyms, but I do
Yeah.
lots of like car rallies and shit. I'm on the car, or I'm about to be on a boat for a week, and this kind of shit's hard, right? But you can easily
So what, you
find
must
time.
diet really good then, no?
Not really.
You eat whatever the fuck you want?
I eat basically whatever I want, drink a lot, smoke a lot.
Damn.
Yeah, but like 1,000 push-ups a day is enough if you actually just a drop. And this is another thing that we can go into another point, a meta point.
Is that really the key? Like just doing push-ups?
Yeah, but you have to live with competitive males. This is another point it's kind of related to what I was going to say. One of the reasons my life's so fantastic and I'm such a high-performing human being is because I live with other competitive men. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If I'm in a group of 5 men and all of them are dropping doing push-ups all the time, am I going to be the only one who doesn't do it?
That's so funny.
I'm asking.
No,
a genuine
it's
question.
true.
If everyone starts busting out push-ups,
drop.
am I going to be the only guy who goes, "Oh, my arms are tired," like a bitch?
If I hung with you for 5 days and you boys are just ripping push-ups,
you're
going to
start doing them, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we're doing more than you, you're going to try and beat us.
Yeah.
So you're going to do as many as you can.
No, of course you are who you're around in every situation.
That's right. So
life.
if I'm rolling with people and we're all in constant competition, then you're going to stay a competitive male. So the reason it's easy for me to do push-ups is because
I think healthy competition is the key to everything.
It's the key to masculinity. Men, for the longest human period of time, were in gangs or armies. This is how we've always been. So if my brother, who's bigger than me, drops and starts doing it, well, I'm going to sit there and go, "Oh, I don't feel like it." So you have to be competitive. This is another thing that actually ties into things we're talking about, where it's actually detrimental when women and men live together completely and exclusively. Women always say this. When women get a real G, they try to attach themselves to you. Don't live with your boys anymore. Live with just me. Come on, we'll be a real couple, blah, blah. And I understand why they want that, because they want to remove you from all the bullshit they're afraid of, right? The girls, the parties, the fun. They want you to completely rely on them so they have power and control over you. But if you live exclusively just with a chick, you are not going to be as competitive as a man.
So it's not smart.
It's not, well, it's going to make her happy. That's fine. But I'm talking about purely emotion out of it logically. You're not going to be as competitive as a man as if you live with your boys who are competitive. If you're training for a fight, you don't live with just your chick, you live with a bunch of men. Trainers, It's done on purpose, right? If you're with your boys and you're all competitive, and it doesn't just have to be physical, you can be competitive with anything. If you live with 5 millionaires and they're telling you every day how much money they're making, you're going to be really pissed off being broke. You're going to be furious.
Yeah.
You ain't going to have it.
100%.
But if you're living with your chick and you're broke, but she cooks for you, she sucks dick good, you watch Netflix, you can get very, very comfortable very, very quickly with very, very little living with a chick. So there's another reason my life is so fantastic, is because if I had a woman, no matter how perfect she would be, I'd be like, "Look, I live with my brother and my cousin and my team. I live with you sometimes. Yeah, I stay with you sometimes, but I'm with them because I must compete against them. Because competing against them means I automatically compete against the world and I automatically win because I'm living with some of the most competitive people on the planet." That's how it goes. So it's another thing that ties into it, right? So the whole frame, what's actually also very interesting is, I need the lighter again, if you don't mind, my friend. The lighter?
Where is it? Oh.
Also interesting is, we're talking about status and how women love status, but are you going to be a high status man if you're not competitive? No. So you'll get a chick, you'll fall in love with her, you go, "This is a really good one, let me move in with her, let me do the right thing." You're going to live with her, and you're slowly, over a matter of time, years, months, whatever, going to fall off. And now there's other dudes out there who are hungry.
That's true, man.
Hey, bro, and then you're going to wonder why everyone's getting divorced. I'll tell you why, because you moved in with that bitch and got a belly, sitting around eating lasagna. That's why.
I will say that's true. I mean, I had a girlfriend once, and I felt like I wasn't doing as much, but once it was over, it was game over. I was just going nuts.
Oh, Croatia. All right, bro.
All right, boys, we had to pause the pod for a sec. I'm watching this with you boys right now, too. This shit's fucking hilarious. We are dropping on fullsend.com. It's live right now. High-value male shirts. Absolutely fire. Limited stock. So if you guys want one, cop one right now really, really quick before they sell out. Fullsend.com. Let's get back into the pod.
I find that very true, the falling off thing, because when you get too comfortable and you feel as if, like, you're content with life, like, especially with just another girl, it's gonna be hard. I mean,
well, women want to make your life comfortable. A good woman,
yeah.
All right, bro. A good woman will do what she's supposed to do, which is make your life comfortable, right? She'll cook for you, chill, blah blah blah, which is fine. That's what she's supposed to do. She's a good chick, but it's gonna make you comfortable. It's gonna make you lazy. You are gonna lose your competitive edge.
I will say that, yeah.
So if you're most competitive when you're a man, in fact, this actually can be translated into a bunch of things at large. You can translate this to society as a whole. You can translate this to basic things like fucking crime rates, G. You look at some of these countries in the world now where crime is getting out of control. A lot of it is related to the fact there's military-aged men or young men in gangs who can't get no pussy because women are just chasing clout. And you got these young men who can't get no pussy and they get angry and aggressive and they're like, "Well, what can I do about this? I need to matter. Get rich or die trying." So there's like it's all related. Like women are required to a certain degree to soften men. I understand that, and having no women in your life at all will make you dangerous. It'll take it too far. but you can't go too far the other way and just become fucking soft.
Yeah.
What's your thought on Islam and everything? Because I know in the Quran and stuff, like you could have up to 4 wives and stuff. So I've seen you talk about it a little bit, but I would like to know like what you think about it.
I think it's the last religion on the planet.
You think it's the right religion?
I think it's the last religion. So if it's the last true religion on the planet, then it has to be the correct one. Because I don't think
How is it the last one?
It's the last religion because no other religion has boundaries which they enforce. If you will tolerate everything, then you stand for nothing. If your book says X, but you refuse to say the book says this, I'm sticking to what the book says. Doesn't matter what the subject is, right? I don't want to get us banned. I think everyone can work it out. If you're a Christian, 99% of Christians are ignoring every single rule inside the Bible every single day.
Christians interpret the Bible, you're saying? Like they pick and choose what they want to
they'll try and say, I interpret it differently. I believe in God, but I don't believe in that part. That's not what the book says. It doesn't say ignore half of me. It says follow me. Only Muslims follow their book.
No, true.
So they're the last religion.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit if Christians come along and say, I'm a Christian, Give a fuck. You ignore the Bible.
Well, isn't there a lot of Muslims that don't follow the Quran too, though?
I'm sure there's a lot of Muslims who don't completely follow the Quran. But I'm saying that if you were to go out there and try and find Muslims who live true to the Quran completely, you can find them. Yeah. You ain't going to find a single...
I think you can find Christians.
No, you won't. Bullshit.
No,
yeah.
Bullshit. Muslim really, I mean, not to even, no diss on any religion, but like, dude, you're not going to find a Muslim slut.
That's right.
Like a woman that's a Muslim that's a slut.
Bro, you put me in any fucking church. Give me the hottest church.
There's
girl.
Muslim sluts out there.
I'm sure there are, but I'm saying the point he's making is you can find a bunch of women who adhere to Islam who are still virgins to the age of 25 waiting for an arranged marriage.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You will not find that under Christianity.
100%.
I think you'll find some.
Yeah, you could find a couple.
Bullshit,
but you're right.
bro.
There's probably more Muslims that follow.
There's
more devout Muslims than devout Christians.
Christianity has no power left. It's a power. Even the Pope is up here talking about, and I want to make this very, very clear. I'm not fucking anti anything. I'm not homophobic. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about what the book says. If the book says man and women lay together, and then the Pope is going to stand up now and say that you can be a gay preacher, the book doesn't mean anything now. So the whole religion doesn't mean anything. So the rules don't mean anything. If you're tolerant of everything, you stand for nothing. The problem is with religion is that it naturally needs to be intolerant. For a religion to be a religion which is respected, it needs to be intolerant of certain things. Yeah, but you can't say we're a religion which tolerates everything. Now you have no belief systems.
But when was that book written,
It does, completely.
But the world evolves. So.
Completely. So Christianity's evolved into nothing. Islam hasn't. This is the point I'm making. The point I'm making is if you're going to throw your own rules away, you can't stand up and say this is a religion, these are our doctrines, but we tolerate everything and we don't punish anyone for anything and none of it really matters. Are you a Christian? Well, who the fuck isn't? Biggest hoe in the world's a Christian. Porn stars are Christians. Who gives a shit? It doesn't mean anything. It's different with Islam. With Islam, you can't get away with it. Even if you're saying that there's some Islam sluts, etc., fine, that's cool. But people don't stand up and openly disrespect Islam.
Oh, hell no.
Because they're afraid. So, once again, if you don't have rule systems and doctrines and beliefs and prophets, which people are afraid to mock, are you even a religion? People won't disrespect Islam. Nobody will disrespect it because they're scared. Even in a Christian country.
What do you mean by disrespect?
I mean, disrespect it. Say something, disrespect it. You can walk around, if you could wear a t-shirt saying Jesus is gay, right here in Croatia, a Christian country, and you will make it out of the country alive. I dare you to do the same thing with the Islamic Prophet. I dare you to do the same thing. You wouldn't make it out of a Christian country alive, an Islamic country alive. Even in Christian countries, you are not safe to do that. You do not disrespect their beliefs.
Yeah, disrespecting Allah is...
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, you don't...
Nobody does it. So what I'm saying
is,
if they're the last religion on earth that people are afraid to disrespect, if their God is the last God on earth that people are afraid to disrespect, then he's the only God that matters. If every other God can be mocked, laughed at, put in video games and fucking shot at, stupid shit, dressed up gay on TV shows, what kind of religion is that? It's a joke.
Yo,
it's a good point, man.
How come you're that, do you ever get afraid of getting canceled for being so, the shit you say?
Did you just say, firstly, let's make a few things.
No, I
know, I understand. But
wait, let me finish. I mean that in the sense where it's like, you seem to say crazy shit and your audience gets bigger when usually people who say some shit that you say, a lot of people would come after them.
That's true. But firstly, I don't live in fear, so I'm not afraid of anything.
But how could you get canceled? Because most of your shit is not even your own accounts, right?
Secondly, I'm just breaking down the sentence as a professional because that's what I do. You said fear of getting canceled. So the first word incorrect was fear. I'm not afraid of anything. I don't live in fear. Second thing is canceled. If I was going to be afraid of anything on the planet, the last thing I'd be afraid of is getting canceled. Like, I've had people try to kill me. I have real enemies. As we stand right now, there are groups of men waking up who want a bullet in my head. I don't give a fuck if some dork on the internet makes a video saying cancel Tate. Don't give a solitary shit. I have real problems. So just breaking down the sentence. I'm not afraid of shit. Would never be afraid of getting canceled. To answer the meta question as to, am I worried that someone's going to hear something I say and then be offended and then people aren't going to follow me anymore? Once again, I couldn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I say what I think. These are the things I truly believe. Some people agree with me. Some people don't agree with me. And that's absolutely and utterly fine. You're right. I am doing very, very well, despite the fact I'm saying things I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. I am doing very, very well. But I think the reason that is because people know I'm authentic. People know I actually mean them. I can explain them in a way that makes them hard to disagree with. Even feminists struggle to argue with me on a lot of points. And also, I really do believe the things I say, most people intrinsically, even if it's a lesser version of, even if it's less extreme, agree with me. Most men intrinsically agree with a lot of the things I say.
Man, yeah. I'm surprised no feminists have ever come for your neck.
No, they've tried, but how can you come for my neck? How can you come for my neck when their basic battle cry and their basic weapons are ineffective? First, let's call them a misogynist. Yeah, I'm a misogynist. Okay, next. You're sexist. Yeah, probably. Next. Okay, I'm going to cancel you. Don't give a fuck. I ain't even got nothing to cancel. I'm on everyone else's account. I ain't got an account. Next. Okay, well, we can't call him an incel. You're a misogynist. Like, it's just a circle. They don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
They have no weapons against me.
Yeah.
How are you going to sit there to the dude sitting with a bunch of beautiful women in his mansion and then say, you're a sexist? You're ugly. You're a 3. These chicks are hot, and they chose me. I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm not interested.
It's interesting.
It's actually very unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate because women are completely and utterly solely judged on how they look. Like, a lot of these feminists are they're so busted. Like, if you're going to be a feminist, at least get hot first. Because if you're hot, you'll matter. Oh, the hot bitch said this.
Do you ever think
But if the ugly bitch said this, oh, you hear what the ugly bitch said? Have you ever heard it? No one cares. Nobody cares you're ugly.
Yeah.
It's just nobody cares. I understand why you're mad. I'm me, and the hot bitch is with me. I get it. You're mad at God. That's fine. But what are you going to do? Cancel me? I don't care. Make a video. Keep making videos. I don't care.
There's a direct correlation between that, right? Hot girls aren't going to come after you, but the ugly ones will.
Hot girls love men who are prepared to protect, provide, take care of them. If you're prepared to protect, provide, and take care, to a degree, you see yourself in a position of authority. To a degree, right? I need to take care of her. I'm going to pay her rent. She's going to come on my boat. She's going to listen to me. She's going to have a good life. You see yourself in a position of authority, so which means to some degree you are misogynistic. Women, beautiful women, love misogynistic men. When you see a 19-year-old Ukrainian on a billionaire's yacht in Dubai, is she complaining that he's the boss and he's in charge? Or is she like, oh, I'm glad he bought this boat. I don't know how boats work. I just want to fucking have a cocktail. Be a misogynist. Cool. You work out the port fees. I don't give a shit.
God damn it.
So they love misogynists. So the only women who don't love misogynists are the women who are too ugly to get fucked by a misogynist. And then they want to come along and try and cancel you on the internet. I don't give a shit. Cancel me. I will stand up right here and say I am sexist. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way, right? Because I'm sexist both ways. I try and say this all the time, but no one can seem to fathom it, especially not feminists with their minuscule brains. There are certain things in the world that I only trust men with, and there's certain things in the world that I only trust women with. I'm not talking about superiority, because superiority is field dependent. Men are better at certain things.
What's
Women are
the
better
one
at certain
thing you'd
things.
never let a woman do? The top thing a woman you'd never let her do over a man?
Oh, there's loads of things, bro. Loads of things I never
What's the
let
top
Can you give
three?
us a couple?
I'll tell you the number one thing. So anything that is violence related, women should be nowhere near. So I'll give you an example. My woman is very well trained that if it goes off in the street, she needs to just run and scream. If I say fuck off, leave. And I'll tell you why. I have seen the number of times I've seen a man walking with his chick, some beef goes, the girl tries to like get in the way. She doesn't want her man or the fight to happen, get hurt, da-da-da. I've seen a woman try to get in the way, da-da-da. Then she turns to her own man, gets hold of his arm, like, don't, holds his primary weapon when he gets knocked the fuck out. And she's holding on his fucking right hand. Boom, KO, head stomped.
Wow.
Stupid bitch. Now, her intentions may have been pure, but she just fucking ended her man's life. You are not capable and you're not prepared for the realities of violence.
Physical altercations,
Anything
get away.
altercation like, fuck off. Don't get in the middle of it. Don't hold on to me.
So fuck off
Don't
during
try and
physical
calm it down.
altercations.
Run and call the police. Run. But there's, because I see it so many times, bro, especially if a man's outnumbered, because the chick might love him. She might have truly pure intentions. Might have 3 dudes on her guy. Oh, leave it. She's in the way and shit. They're just going to hurt you if they're really about it. If they're really from the street, they're going to knock you out now. Like, what the fuck are you there for? Now to protect you and me? Get the fuck out of here. So anything violence related. That's why I don't even like holding hands with a chick. I've seen it happen, man. You're holding hands with a bitch down the street.
You don't hold hands at all?
If you hold hands with a girl, right?
You never hold
He
hands.
always does. He's a big.
Don't let me catch
hold-hander.
you in a photo holding hands.
I really, in certain scenarios, I will.
Okay, yeah.
But like if
Like
I'm
walks
walking
by the beach
if
and
I'm
shit?
walking, yeah, like if it's
Yeah.
very lonely.
Sunsets?
But if I'm walking down the street, I don't like to hold hands with the chick because if anything were to go off or happen, her instinct is to just grasp you and hold you, which is fine.
Where are you like wanted like that?
It's not about whether I'm wanted like that.
Gotta be prepared.
Well, to say you don't want to hold hands with a girl because you're worried shit's gonna go down.
Bro, there's terrorist attacks. There's shit that happens. Guns go off. Cars start plowing through things. I do have enemies. Whatever. I don't want to think, fuck. Oh, get the fuck off me. And then I don't have time. I don't have time for it. For what? Hold hands at home. We're walking now. Professionalism. We're walking somewhere. Stand there. If something goes off, leave me to deal with it. And I've seen women in situations where even when their intentions are completely pure, they're not just a neutral. They are a net negative. A woman who does not properly train will get your ass ended. She will get your ass put the fuck asleep. So see it all the time. So that's one thing I don't trust women with. I'll give you a bunch of examples. I don't let women drive me in cars. Everyone loses their mind when I say this. I'll drive.
Never.
Has the
Never.
chick ever drove your Bugatti?
Fuck, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
That's Cap.
No woman has
She
ever
was hot
driven
enough
any
when
of
you
my
did?
cars
Cap.
ever.
I
You
call
never
Cap.
let a girl. You never let a
Okay,
girl.
but wait, have you?
There's
ever,
been a baddie that you've let drive
yeah,
the
that's-
Bugatti.
Yeah.
You got a soft spot, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I would
You
bet.
got-
I
Okay,
would
wait.
bet
Have you
money.
gotten roadhead in the Bugatti?
Gentlemen. I state on my name. I want you to I want you to understand this very, very carefully. No woman has driven any of my cars ever. The cheapest car I possibly own, I would not let a female drive.
So wait,
If
why?
you think,
Why though?
If you think I'm going to see a chick, and just because she is hot, just because she was born with an innate value, because she was born attractive, I'm going to assume she has the competence to pilot a $5.2 million Bugatti that she's never fucking driven before. And I'm going to allow her to risk that. I'm going to allow myself to risk that asset just to hope she might suck a little bit of dick when I can just fuck someone else. You're out of your fucking minds.
Would you let them drive?
Never.
What about the lower?
fucking
Wait,
never.
wait.
Kylie
Wait,
Jenner.
no, wait, hold on.
No.
What about
no.
one of the lower end ones?
Fuck.
What
no.
about Danica Patrick?
You just think they're gonna crash it?
It's not. I think they're gonna crash it. That's part of it. Two.
Why? Have you been in like a bad situation? Because you say your shit's based on life experience.
You know
Have you
what?
been in like a bad women driving situation?
You know what it is? I'm a chess player, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just about what did happen or what could happen. It's about understanding the reality of what guaranteed will happen. And the fact that... No, I want you to understand something.
That's good.
I want you to understand something. The fact that I know what would happen in a hypothetical, even though that hypothetical is extremely unlikely, is enough to prevent me from doing something. So let me give you an example. Let me break this down. Let's say I let the girl drive my Bugatti, but the chance of her crashing...
Bugatti I get. Bugatti I get.
Okay, let's say I let a girl drive a car.
Yes.
Let's say I let a girl drive a car, and the chance of her crashing is less than 1%. Very low chance. What's the big deal? But if she did crash, the results of that crash would infuriate me to a new level in which I've never been infuriated. Is it worth that risk, even if the risk is very, very small?
But would you let one of the boys drive it?
Yeah, boys, it's fine. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'm trying to get to the point because people think, you're sure she's going to crash. She probably won't crash, but you don't understand. It's like me saying to you, would you roll 100-sided dice, but if you lose, you die? You're like, well, no, the odds are low, but the consequences are big. So even though the odds are low, the consequences are big. And I'll tell you why the consequences are big of a female driving your car. Because females have no innate responsibility or honor. So if a bitch crashes your car, you give your boy a car, right? He crashes it. Bro, I fucked up. I'm going to pay this off. I'm going to get to work. I'll get another job. Man, I'm sorry. Da-da-da-da. Bitch crashes your car. Well, it wasn't even my fault. That guy came out of nowhere. I didn't even know.
Yo,
I didn't even
you are
know it.
so
And you have
right.
loads of money and you have loads of cars. Just buy a new one and I can't afford it. And then if you get too tough to her, look, you better fucking pay. She's just going to block you and fuck some other guy. That's all that's going to happen.
Some shit like that
Yeah,
happened
he's
to
pretty
me,
right.
dude. No,
Okay,
some
he's right on that.
Some shit like that happened to me, bro. This girl scratched my car with her nails,
Tate.
and I seen it on my camera car, and she tried to be like,
You got money. What are you worried about? You got money.
Did she end
You
up
are
paying
right.
it?
They have no responsibility.
I didn't let her.
If
I
they
was
were to
kidding.
take responsibility for the issue to the point where, like, look, I fucked up. I'm going
That's
to pay
so
this.
true.
They won't. So why the fuck am I going to take the risk when I know they would crash my fucking supercar
Well,
and not give a shit?
But girls don't like confrontation at the end of the day, though. I mean,
Girls don't know. Wrong.
Well,
Girls
in a
don't
way
like.
where it's-
Girls don't like responsibility for shit. Girls don't like responsibility. They want another man to be responsible for fucking everything. They want to come along and say we're equal, until it comes to responsibility. Then, oh shit, someone's got to pay the bill. Well, you're a man. Oh shit, that's not our responsibility. Oh, that's not my responsibility. And that's fine, right? Because it's our duty to protect and provide. I'm sexist.
I agree
it's our duty, right? So I accept that. I don't want a woman who sees herself on my level in terms of responsibility because I find that unattractive. But the point I'm trying to make is I will not let a woman drive my car because I know what would happen if she crashed it. We'd end up breaking up because she would not be sorry enough. I'd resent her ass and dislike her for it. She'd start giving me attitude, and I'm going to lose the bitch and a car. What's the point?
You did say that girls are not good with their instincts, or not instincts, but they're not quick thinkers.
They're not quick
thinkers. You were
thinkers.
talking about the pilot. I remember you talking about the woman pilot. You walked out.
Yeah, on my private jets can't be a woman pilot. No, sir. It's got to be a man. And once again, so yeah, I'm sexist, right? No, I'm sexist. I'm sexist. It's cool. I recommend any man out here do this. Get a ball, get a foam ball, won't hurt nobody. Say to your boy, think fast. Throw it at him. 5, not maybe 4 times out of 10, he'll catch it. Do it to a chick. Just do it. Think fast. Whoa, boom, straight in her mouth. They ain't catching the ball. They ain't doing shit. They're getting hit. Now, this makes me sexist. That's fine. But let me just explain something. There are scenarios where I'll make fun of men the same way, saying that women are a million times better in said scenario. So I'm not talking like I hate women. I'm talking about that in my life experiences, there are certain scenarios where if I want pure competence and I'm looking for the most competent individual, their gender is related to that competence. And it goes the other way also. There are scenarios where I would only trust a woman over a man. And most women, when women first hear what I say, they get annoyed. But if they have a brain, they sit there and go, you know what? He's right. I wouldn't want to drive a Bugatti that fast. He's right. I wouldn't want to be responsible for the shipping fees of a yacht. He's right.
Business.
I probably can't catch a fucking ball flying at my face randomly.
Business.
But, he loves me and takes care of me, and I'm going to do my part, and he's going to do his part. It's fine.
What are those things that you would trust a woman with in life?
So, women are absolutely and utterly fiercely loyal if she loves you. The reason people get confused because people say hoes ain't loyal and stuff, and women ain't loyal. Women are not loyal if they don't love you because women are loyal to their own emotion only. So if they love you and then they stop loving you, they don't give a shit if you fucking live or die. That's just females as a whole, right? But if a woman's truly in love with you, women can be more loyal than anybody. Like I have a very loyal team and I have loyal boys completely. But if you have a woman who's truly about it and truly in love with you, man, haven't you seen all these fucking serial killers and their wives help them hide the body and shit? Like you could get women who are loyal. They're down. They're like, okay, let's hide it. Like you can get women who are truly loyal. So in certain scenarios, we need absolute loyalty. You need to use a female. If I were to have kids and I were to drop them off at a play school, would you ever drop your kids to an all-male play school? All men watching the kids?
No.
It's weird. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
It's fucking weird. You'd only drop to all women, right? You trust them to be more nurturing. You trust them to be more patient. I wouldn't want to drop my 2-year-old. If I had a 2-year-old.
Maybe a couple gay males mixed in.
Maybe, but if I had a 2-year-old, yeah. But it's primarily a feminine environment because there's a patience that's there. If I had a 2-year-old, I wouldn't want to drop it to an all-male environment because I think, well, what if she starts screaming and the men get pissed off and like the men might lose their temper? It's weird. It's just fucking odd.
No.
So
yeah.
there are certain things that are just set for females. Certain things are just set for males. Women are very, very good at certain things. If I was sick, I wouldn't call my boys. You want a chick to nurse you when you're sick. And a woman who truly loves you will sit with you in bed while you're sick, risk getting sick herself, and hug you all night. Women are amazing at a bunch of shit.
100%.
But I'm not going to sit here and say that chick can drive a fucking car as well as I can, because she fucking can't. She can't. And I'm not afraid to sit and tell the truth. If it's dark at night, raining heavy, in the middle of the mountains in Romania, where there's bears and fucking potholes and cows and shit, in a fucking Lambo at 3 a.m, she doesn't even want to drive. Any woman who sits there and goes, I could drive this home as well as you, is a dislikable person because one, you're lying. 2, you're not going to risk our lives to prove some point. Wreck my car, then be unaccountable for it. Well, you're rich anyway. Get another one. Why are you being rude to me? I'm going on a girl's holiday. Bye. And I'm left with a busted Lambo. So the answer is simple. You do not drive my fucking cars.
The patience part, yeah.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And everyone knows I'm right. And any man who thinks I'm wrong, give a chick a car and wait for her to crash it and see how accountable she is. See if she will get a second job to pay that off.
She won't.
Fuck no, she will. She doesn't give a shit.
Right.
The fuck?
We appreciate that. Can we switch up and talk a little bit more about your businesses? Like the
We
web.
can talk about half of them. Some of them, yes.
What about the webcam business?
I'm not even in that. I haven't been in that business for like 6 years.
Hustlers University.
Well, first of all, I want to know too, like, when did you really start like popping off with all this shit? Like, you're right now on the internet, you're fucking everywhere. Like, you're like a fucking viral
I'm a
sensation.
virus. I can't be escaped.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like, you're everywhere. So, like, when did you start like really popping off?
I've been on the internet a while, man. But,
Doing what? Like, what did you start first ever doing on the internet content-wise?
All right, so I've had a YouTube and shit, but it was small for a while. My first money I made on the internet was the webcam thing. I've talked about it in a lot of podcasts at length, but I can explain again how it all happened. This is a long time ago. This is maybe 6-7 years ago. This was before OnlyFans. It's before making money on the internet was such a big thing. Like now, everyone you meet, every 19-year-old you meet does some drop shipping, does da-da-da-da. But back like 7-8 years ago, meeting a guy who made money purely on the internet was quite unusual. Mm-hmm. Everyone had like real jobs and shit. The world's moved on fast. So making money online was not what it was today. And it's a really long story, but fuck it. Fuck it. We're on one of the biggest podcasts in the world, I'll tell it. So I owed some money to some dangerous people. We won't tell that story. But I needed money fast. And I had 70 grand, I needed 100 to stay alive. And I wasn't fighting for a while. That was the time, was the only way I was making money. So I thought, you know what? I'm sitting there. I had 70 grand cash in my house. I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes, Tate, God just loves you and you just get lucky. You're going to go to the casino and you're going to make the 30. So I told Tristan my plan. He's like, bro, what if you don't do it? I was like, bro, if I don't do it, we're fucked anyway. Like, they're going to get us eventually. We're going to end up dead. So I took 20 of the money, went to the casino, and lost it all. So I came home. Now we owe 50.
What did you play in the casino?
Right. So I know the odds. I know that statistically the best odds are blackjack. And I know that you can memorize perfect strategy in blackjack, which I've memorized. So I know that you have the statistical best odds in blackjack if you memorize perfect blackjack strategy, which I have done.
What, counting cards?
It's not counting cards. It's just knowing when to hit, when to stick,
Knowing when
based
to
on
hit,
the
when to stand
based on
in
the
every
dealer's card
scenario,
showing,
yeah.
etc. But I prefer roulette. And the reason I prefer roulette, even though the odds are trash, is because I feel like in roulette, I have no control. So if I lose, I feel I have a clearer conscience because I just put the money down. I ain't got anything to do with it. Whereas if I hit when I go bust, it's my fault. And the fault annoys me.
How do you play roulette? Do you just go red or black, or do you do ins?
No, I do numbers. I have like 5 or 6 numbers. I put a bunch on for like 5 numbers, not too many, and I just fucking let it spin.
Lucky numbers?
Yeah, lucky numbers, yeah.
We got to run some steak after.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. I know a lot about gambling. I know a lot about the odds of gambling. I know that there's absolutely nothing you can do on a roulette board that affect the odds of roulette. Mm-hmm. So single zero roulette is 2.7%, I believe. On a single zero roulette, if you play for long enough, you're going to lose 2.7% of your money over a long enough period of time. It doesn't matter how you bet. It doesn't matter if you bet on one number, all the numbers. It doesn't matter if you bet on red, black, blah, blah, blah. That's the stake built in. So it really doesn't make a difference what you do. So I just bet on these same 5 numbers that are my numbers for personal reasons, and that's it. So I lost 10 grand on roulette. Thought, fuck it, got up the odds. Went to blackjack. Stuck to perfect strategy, got wiped out, got fucked. Came home, now I'm 50 G's down. So I said to Tristan, we got a week to pay this money. I'm not going to leave my bedroom till I find a way to make 50 grand. So he's like, all right, cool. Because I think was it Newton? One of the scientists was a really weird guy. And if he had a scientific problem, he'd sit in his room and not leave until he worked it out. So I decided to become Newton. Maybe it was him, maybe it wasn't him. So I'm sitting in my room. So I started thinking, okay, let me approach this logically. I'm a very intelligent man. Let's do this. What do I need? Let's start at the very beginning. What do I want? Money. What is money? So I started researching what is money. What is money? How does it work? Federal Reserve, fractional reserve banking, interest, inflation, da-da. And by the time I got to the end of about a day and a half's research on money, I was really pissed off because I realized that money's bullshit. It's not even fucking real, and I don't have any. So now I'm double mad because I'm like, this is fucking imaginary trash linked to nothing, and I ain't got none. So I was really pissed. So I'm watching all these fucking videos and doing all this research on like assets, liabilities, blah, blah, blah. And then I got a piece of pen and paper. I've been taking notes the whole time. And I got to the point where I was trying to write down my assets. So I got a BMW. What's that worth? 22 grand something. I had a rented apartment. I'm big and strong, but I'm already fighting. I'm smart, but I'm already trying to make money. I'm just writing down everything I have. And I had like these 5 girlfriends from fighting all around the world, right? So I'd fly to Paris. I'd knock someone out. I'd fuck a ring girl. And then she'd be like, oh, you're the champ. You're the champ. I'm like, yeah, I love you too, baby. And I'd leave. And they'd think like I was this big baller in London. I mean, I had an apartment and a nice car. My life was fine. But I also had some problems from a previous life, which I can't talk about on the internet. And they were still in love with me. So I was texting all these bitches, whatever. So I had these 5 girlfriends in these 5 different cities all around the world. So I thought, well, are the girls an asset? Well, they have beauty. Beauty's valuable. So I guess they're an asset. Maybe they can like lend me the money or get jobs and pay me the money or some shit. Because I need to pay this money. I'll pay them back, but I need to pay this money. So I wrote them down. Anyway, as I was thinking, what can these chicks help me in any way? One of the girls offered to lend me like 5 G's or something. It didn't really help. And I'm sitting there thinking, can these chicks help me in any way? And I'm not a ruthless person. I'm really not an evil person that they try and paint me on the internet. I am not the guy who's going to put a bitch on the track. I'm not the guy who's going to hard pimp a bitch, make her fuck dudes. I'm not that guy. I don't like those kind of things. I don't want anyone to touch my chick. Strip club, maybe, but then to open a strip club, you need money, right? How the fuck you open a strip club with no money? You need to build a strip club. It takes money. So I'm sitting there and I'm Googling on the internet like strip clubs or I was Googling like remote jobs, London, trying to see if there was some remote work I could tell my girlfriends to do online remotely to get the money. And I could tell the guys, look, I'll have the money by this day. And then between me and them and more of the incomes, I could pool the money and get the money, boom, boom. And while I'm looking up remote jobs, in the corner, one of them little videos comes up, talk to live girls now. You know those fucking things are on the porn sites. Yeah. I've never been a porn guy. I still am, not to this day. I don't see the attraction in porn. I've never really been a porn watcher. I can really state under God, I've watched less than an hour of porn in my life. I don't find it interesting. I don't watch it. I don't go on the website.
You never ripped porn?
Never. It's not my thing. It's just boring. So I've never been a porn guy. So I didn't know how big like chatting to girls on the internet was. So I clicked on this advert. There's some chick sitting there talking to dudes, bring money on one of these websites. And I was like, I wonder how much she's getting. So then I start looking into this webcam thing, and I realized these girls are making bank. These girls are making fucking money. So that was the plan. I was like, all right, cool. The girls are going to be webcam girls. So I originally thought I'll set them all up remotely, and they'll do it all from home and send me the money. But the problem with that, I'll have one as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Gabe, can I get a
I'll have
Red
one.
Bull?
Thank you, bro.
I'm serving a couple, so I'll give you
Cool. So, but then I thought, you know what? I'm going to be teaching all these girls how to make as much money as they want. Are they really going to give me the money? You know, am I going to end up with the money or is this going to go bad for me? Plus, now they need tech. I'm going to have to send them money to buy tech. Do I really trust the bitch to send the money? Is she going to work hard? Is she going to set it up right? This might all go wrong. So the only answer is I got to bring them all to me and I got to be in charge. So I flew all 5 chicks in. None of them knew about each other. Nothing. Thank you. Sat down at a nice restaurant. Me, Tristan, he flew 2, I flew 5, 7 girls. So look, about to get rich. This is my plan. I'm going to do this. I put a spin on it, of course. Big boss, big G, got big opportunity. This money's been invested. I've always wanted you to live with me. Now's your chance. You can leave Paris. You can leave Croatia. You can leave whatever. You come live in London with me. You're going to do this. You're going to be rich. I'm going to be rich, blah, blah, blah. Put a spin on it. You're all going to live here. Of my 5 girls, obviously they all kicked off. Who's this bitch? Who's this bitch? Who's this bitch? I'm like, look, you're all mine. Get over it. Talk about money now. This is a higher purpose. But you fucked her. Yeah, I fucked her. Who cares? We're talking about money. We're talking about millions. Get over it. Some of them got upset. They all started arguing, whatever. 3 left, 2 stayed. And that was the beginning of the empire. The 2 who stayed, bought some laptops, sat them down, said, look, you're going to get this much percent. I'm going to get this much percent. Wasn't exploitation. They wanted to do it. They were like, yeah, this could fucking make some money. All right, well, cool. Let's try it. And me and these 2 chicks started the company from the ground up. And we started doing 15, 16, 17-hour days. Now, when the girls were at the computer working, I was at the computer the entire time. Because another thing I learned from doing this business, I learned something about women, is that they are intrinsically, I don't want to use the word lazy, but I will. They have no interest in world conquest. They want to be comfortable. If you show a woman how to make $1,000 an hour, she'll think, I can work 2 hours a week. If you show a man how to make $1,000 an hour, he'll think I can make $18,000 a day. We want to conquer the world. We want all of it. We want all of it.
Not to cut you off, but I agree with that completely. And OnlyFans has proven that.
It's proven it. They're lazy about it. There's like, give me enough for food and rent. Can't be bothered. Lazy. They're lazy.
Yep.
So we didn't have time for lazy, right? So I was like, no, we ain't got time for that. We got to make all of the money. But we made this much today. Not enough. There's more money in the world. It's ours. All of it's ours. I got to the point where I was so obsessed with it. I'd be sleeping in bed because the chicks would sleep with me one each side. I'd wake up to go piss. And by the time I finished pissing, I was awake enough to say, all right, 2 hours sleep. That's enough. Get up. Back to work. We're going to fucking kill it. So me and these 2 chicks, and they were about it, right? Because they're getting money as well. Me and these 2 chicks, we just started fucking hammering the webcam game. Problem is, another thing I knew, when I talk about what women don't find, that women don't know what men find attractive, earlier on in this podcast, everything I said, the webcam company I was running proved that perfectly. The women who were on stream were beautiful, but they didn't have a fucking clue what to say. They were saying all the wrong shit, man. Every day they were saying the wrong shit, and we were losing customers. Everything I was telling you earlier about wanting to be innocent. They're saying, oh, I've been here, I've been there. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're talking to some dude. He doesn't want to hear where you've been. He knows you can't be a 10 talking about how you've been to Dubai to some fucking dude in Minnesota who's fat. He ain't gonna ever believe that he's gonna get you that way. You gotta lie to him. You gotta lie to him. She's like, lie and say what? Say that you've never been anywhere because you don't trust men. You can't find a man who's serious. Make him think that if he's serious about you, that nothing else matters.
Wow,
you got to put a famoose on it. So I'm trying to teach these women, and the women kept fucking it up. So I said to them, it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged a new one in from me behind the screen. So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers, just laughing and doing this. Their titties out, and they were talking to fucking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. If they'd come and say, well, what kind of, all of it. We were fucking milking them dry. Women haven't got a clue how to famoose a dude. They don't have, because they rely on their looks. They don't have any of the intellect. They have no game, nothing.
There's some, though. There's
nothing.
There's some.
Nah. You get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar. He will fuck a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all. So like, and it's basic shit, right? You'd have a guy.
You feel bad or no?
Fuck no. To give a solitary fuck.
Did you tell like?
I don't give a fuck. If you run an alcohol store,
You can't feel bad for people that pay for that shit.
yeah. If you run an alcohol store,
Yeah.
and most of the people you sell to enjoy alcohol, but a couple of the people you sell to are alcoholics, do you feel bad?
No.
Right. So if you come,
I'd be going to hell if that was the case.
If you come and you enjoyed it and spoke to the girl and spent what you could afford to spend, cool. If you turned up and you're an idiot and got a loan out, is that my problem? No. So I'm famoosing these dudes, right? So the guy would be like, what kind of guys do you like? And if he was a young man, I'd say, I can't believe I'm talking to some young guy. All these old creeps are on here. Oh my God, you're so handsome. Why are you even here?
So
if he was an old guy, I would say, oh my God, I'm finally glad to talk to you. All these young creeps keep coming to talk to me. I want a guy who's serious, who's ready to settle down. I know older men will settle down. Sell the dream, sell the dream, sell the dream. We got to the point where we had these guys falling in love with my models, serious, big time in love, right? Sending crazy money. And they were convinced they were going to meet the chick. This is almost where I kind of felt bad. Because they were like, can we meet? I've sent you $200,000. Can we meet? Can we meet? Can we meet? And the problem
What was
is,
the most that one person sent to a model? Total.
million?
Wow.
About a mil in about a year?
I know you don't feel bad at all.
Why the fuck would I care?
Yeah, I don't feel bad either.
So, thank you.
Damn.
So, they'd want to meet the chick, right? I only did a meeting once ever. I had a big customer with my best girl.
How much did that cost?
He paid 50 G's for dinner, just dinner. It was clear it was just dinner. He booked a really nice restaurant in London. It was me, my brother, and about 4 of my other kickboxing boys on different tables because he doesn't know what we look like, right? So he's gone to dinner. She's sitting at the table. He's sitting at dinner. He's surrounded by killers, bro. He didn't even know. Casey was weird or tried to drug her or some shit, right? So he sat there at dinner, had the dinner, whatever. Dinner ended, nothing happened. But after they meet the girl once, the fantasy's now ruined. Like, so now they're like, okay, when can we meet again? When can we meet again? You said you liked me. You said you loved me. Hey, why don't you stay over? They start getting really pushy, and you end up like losing the customer because you can't keep meeting him without nothing happening. Girl doesn't want anything to happen, so you got to kind of keep it in the fantasy world. So we learned from this. After this, girls cannot meet guys under any conditions. So what the girls would do is they'd promise meetings, and maybe this is a bit bad. Here's where the famoose would start. So it'd be good, like I had a lot of girls who worked for me, and the best was like the Ukrainians or the Russians. It was amazing. Because they'd get some guy, fall in love, they'd arrange today to meet, all this shit, I need a visa. Okay, get a visa. I need money for a visa. Okay, how much is a visa? It's $900. No, but it's not $900 because I went to the embassy. They think I'm a risk, and I need a return flight there and back, and I need a hotel, and I need to have spending money in my bank account. They won't let me come. Or how much you need? All right, 10 grand. Boom, it's 10 G's. Boom, thanks.
Wow.
Go to the embassy, take a picture outside the embassy, boom, come back. They rejected my visa. They said we have to wait 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they'll give it to me. Okay, baby, boom. 2 more weeks of tips. Boom, 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 boom. Because now he thinks he's going to fuck, right? He thinks he get the girls. Now he's spending more than ever. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. 2 weeks come. Some other problem. Whether it's visa, whatever. We make up some bullshit, right?
All these OnlyFans chicks can learn from you, man.
Oh, man,
no,
bro,
but you know,
like a free
people watch
free OnlyFans tutorial.
Yeah,
here in the DMs.
people would say, why did those girls work for you? Because the girls would work for me, and at 50%, because it was 50-50, would make millions per month. If they worked for themselves, they'd make fucking nothing. I was the best in the fucking game. Me and I had a whole team of staff.
that's fucked.
The girl would only work 6 or 7 hours a day online.
So how did it end?
Bro, the story's just begun.
Oh, fuck.
You want me to tell you? I can shut up if you want.
Wait,
No,
you
go
could
for
have double dipped and started to coach these guys too, right?
I could have, but fuck, I'll give it all for free because I'm rich already. But so the girl would be online for 6 or 7 hours, but then when she logged off, was sleeping or whatever, on her WhatsApp, I'd have staff. She was online 24 hours a day. Her WhatsApp, her this. She was famoosing when she was asleep. We were bringing in money from the fucking sky. We were promising all these meetings, all these pictures outside of embassies, all this shit. Eventually, the girl, what she would do is she'd say, oh, I don't want to go embassy. She'd give a really lame excuse to try and provoke the man to get angry. So she'd say, the embassy want me to come back, but I have a headache. That was the one we'd use. He'd be like, I just sent you $1 million. You promised you were going to come. You said you had to delay. Now you're saying you have a fucking headache and you won't go to your appointment. To make him mad on purpose, because that would annoy any man. And then, that's what we needed. We needed a little trigger. And we go, why are you being aggressive? I'm not being aggressive, but you're not serious, da-da-da. And then we'd say, but you know what? I really like you, and I'm flying to the other side of the world by myself, and now you're being aggressive, and now I'm intimidated. And we'd flip it on him, saying, well, now you're being scary. No, I'm not being scary, but you know, it's your appointment. You're supposed to go, yeah, but I feel sick, and you don't even care. Female bullshit. Female bullshit. And flip it on him.
Oh
Flip it on him. And he'd get fucking furious, because we were really good at
playing
fucking...
both sides.
Poking him to the point where you go like, you're a fucking scammer, you fucking scam me, get really mad. I can't believe you think I was a scammer. I was gonna come, I went to the embassy, you're a fucking liar. Every man in my life has only lied to me. I thought you were different. Da-da-da. Big beef, big argument.
Yep.
Big argument. But here's the thing. The guy would get pissed off, right? And leave, stop tipping her, stop coming to her. But for these men, that's the only chick in the world, the only hot chick in the world who talks to him. Maybe it takes a week, maybe it takes 2 weeks, maybe it takes 3 weeks. He's in bed at night, alone, jerking off, looking at her old videos and pictures, watching her stream again from another account so she can't see it's him, sitting there going, maybe she was going to come. Maybe I just got too mad when she had a headache. Maybe I should have been a little bit more patient and she would have been my girlfriend. And 100% of the time, in less than 3 months, they'd be back with an apology, a brand new pile of money, and the cycle would repeat. We fucking killed the game. Millions of dollars a week. And it was not just because I had beautiful girls. It's not because webcam is easy. It's because I am a genius. And I put together an apparatus of genius behind the avatar of beauty. And we fucking conquered the internet.
Wait, so did you give these girls a cut?
Say again?
Did you give these girls like kind of like a cut?
Yeah. So
No,
the way,
100% to you.
well, we can talk about this. So the girls who worked for me purely just work were working for me purely just work.
Okay.
Right? So
That only applies to a relationship.
Yeah, so that'd be 50%. If a girl was my girlfriend, she'd be working and I'd get all of it. Now, that doesn't mean she wouldn't have a nice life, right? Because she's my chick now. So, like...
Why would they even do it if they give you 100, though?
Because
What's the point?
We're just helping you out. I mean,
No, it's not about helping me out. It's about, we are now a power couple. We're a team.
And I'm gonna spend the money on you.
I'm going to spend... I'll buy you a bag. I'll buy you shoes, whatever. I'm investing. It's not even that it's 100%. I'm in charge of the money.
Yeah.
Not that you can't have things. It's not that you can't do things. Not that you're fucking flat broke. I'm in charge of the money. 100 G's just came. What do you want to buy? Oh, I really want this bag. Well, you bought a bag last week. I really want this one. Okay, well, here's the bag. What else do you need? Nails, food, da-da-da. Okay, cool. Well, I'm paying the rent. Is there anything else you actually need? No. All right, then let's invest this. It was more very much like I was in charge of the money. Otherwise, she was just spunking it on dumb shit. So it wasn't, I say the 100% thing, everyone loses their fucking mind. But basically it was the more intelligent, competent individual inside of the pair was in charge of the money. Me. And she also...
Have you ever pulled that off?
What do you mean pulled that off?
Like, have you ever dated an OnlyFans chick that's given you 100% of the money?
All the time.
No way.
I'm describing to you right now, all the chicks gave me all the money. I was in charge of it.
So do you put your bank info on their OnlyFans account, or do they pull it out and
They
then
pull it out and
wire
send it to me.
They wire it to
Yeah,
you?
no problem.
No way.
What if they cheat you? How do you
don't believe
respond?
that.
Wait, what if they cheat you?
But this is the interesting point. The reason this dynamic worked is because the girl understood that she wasn't making the money. It was my money. Because she understood that she is nothing but a face to a genius apparatus I've created. She
That
knows,
is some psychological crazy.
She could be replaced. I can take another girl of equal beauty, sit her down in front of that keyboard, which ain't even plugged in, bitch, and do this, and make the same fucking money. You are lucky to work for me, because I can replace you. You cannot replace me. There is no other genius on the internet doing this the way I do it. So it's my money. It's my staff who've been up all night while you're asleep WhatsApping this dude. It's my team who know what to say. It's me who's been in charge of the plan to make sure he sends X amount before X. Because it was a real business. And the reason we were so successful is I was never thirsty about it. Most dudes in those scenarios would be trying to live like Dan B and all this shit. I love what he does. Cool. Guy's a G. But I wasn't trying to live like that. I didn't want to go to the club with a bunch of girls. I didn't want to be seen on the street with a bunch of girls. I still have enemies at this point. I don't be walking around with fucking beautiful women. It's a liability. I was low-key, hiding, pure business. I wasn't fucking all the time. No, work. We were there to make money. The fact that I was surrounded by naked women, did not care. I was unfazed. Unfazed. You put me in a room with 20 of the most beautiful women you ever seen, stark naked, didn't give a fuck. Walked straight in, spreadsheet, walked straight out. Didn't care.
Did you smash one of them?
Of course I fucked, but I'm saying I was about the money. I approached it as a professional. I was a professional to the game. That's why we killed it. Another thing we did. We don't talk about psychology. I can tell you, man, I can talk about this forever.
Wait, can I ask you something real quick? What's the most expensive thing you ever bought a girl?
This is straight on TikTok.
Oh.
I bought some really expensive shit for girls. But you have to also approach it down to how much she made. So like if a girl made $1 million in a month and I bought her, let's say, a 50 grand watch. So yeah, I bought her a $50,000 watch, but she made $1 million. So does that really count?
You're going to go more.
That's pretty cheap.
It's, yeah, do you know what I mean?
Bad, yeah.
It's cheap. So it's like I've never bought a girl anything too crazy.
Never bought a girl a car?
The reason, I'll tell you, okay, so I have so many angles we can go from here. The
Do
reason
you like splashing on chicks, though?
I love my woman to experience the world through me.
Yeah.
That requires money. But I would never like get with a brand new chick and just start buying her shit.
Fuck no.
Fuck no. But if a woman truly loves me and there's an experience she's yet to have, I would love to give it to her. I'd love to give her something she's never had before. But if I get a chick who's already had a bunch of it, I'm less motivated. In fact, I know she ain't gonna get shit. If I get with a chick who's had a bunch of ballers before, then she can fuck herself. Fuck her, get by, goodbye. Because she ain't worth shit anyway. But if I get a chick of innocence, I'm interested in showing her the world in all realms, including financial. That's the answer to the question. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
she loves me. Boom, boom, boom. It's impossible for me to be with a chick and her not have a good life, right? How can I have a chick with me? She's my girl, and my life's so fantastic. What, she's going to get a taxi when I get in my car?
Yeah.
Like, not get on my jet? She has to fly commercial? Like, I'd have to be a real weirdo to prove a point.
Maybe she has
It'd
to
be
earn
weird.
that.
Being near me, your life's good. If you're anywhere near Tate, you're living good.
But what are those signs, though, that make you see that, like, oh, this girl actually loves me?
Oh, that's easy, bro. I've just been around the game. All these things I'm telling you, I grew up, this game's my game.
Are
I
you
know
ever
the
going to
game.
get married?
Go ahead, yeah.
Are you going to get married ever?
I'd never get married, no.
Why not?
I don't see the tactical advantage to getting married. If I decided to be loyal to a woman and be with her forever, that's fine. If I decide to have children with a woman, that's fine. If I decide to have a house with a woman and live with her, sure, possible. It's not optimal, but it's possible. But the idea of just getting married in and of itself is completely and utterly fruitless. I think it's for the woman. The women enjoy it. But women enjoy lots of things when they don't have to pay for it or organize anything. Sure, she gets to show off on Instagram, organize nothing, waste all my money. And now the government is involved in a new area of my life. I don't want the government involved. The government is already involved in when I register a car, all my money, bank accounts, when I get a job, when I buy a house. Government's everywhere, right? Don't I just want to at least be able to walk around with my dick without the government being involved? Now, if I put my dick in another bitch, my wife can go and say, I have proof he put his dick in another bitch. Go to a lawyer and go to the government. He owes me this. That's adultery. Automatic this much percent. So now the government is watching my dick? Leave me alone. No, leave me the fuck alone. Like, if I love her, she loves me. Love you very much. Love you too. Cool, we love each other. That's fine.
Okay, would you say, though, like, back to the other question, would you say that if a girl is doing things for you in a way where they kind of bring value without you having to, like, coach them, would you say they love you?
I've experienced a lot of female love in my life. I know when women love me, and it's not hard to make a woman love you as a man. I don't think it's really that difficult. I have a lot of women who love me, but this is actually the meta point that I was going to say before you said that. If a woman truly loves you, she'll stay with you without that shit. So the women who go to their man, marry me or I'm leaving.
Yeah, they're done.
Then why the fuck you marrying a bitch who's already thinking about, she's already giving you conditions to fucking keep the relationship? If a woman truly loves you and you sit there and say, look, I've been around the world. I'm about it. I know things you don't know. Signing that piece of paper is bad for me. It's also bad for you. It's bad for business. Shut the fuck up.
What about?
Okay, but how do I know you love me? Because I tolerate you. Shh. Done. No fucking wedding, no bells, no dress, no bollocks. It's all bullshit. And men fall into this trap, but no man wants to get married. This is another thing I'm going to say. And I'm not shitting on guys who get married. Get married. It's your prerogative. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying me. I truly don't believe any man actually wants to get married. He wants his woman to be loyal. He wants his woman as a wife. He doesn't want to be a husband. He just wants to do it so she's less likely to cheat. It's a degree of insecurity. Well, if I marry her, she'll know I really love her, and maybe then she won't leave. If you really know your bitch ain't going to leave you, if you knew in the stars, if God came down and said she's never going to leave you, never going to leave you, she's yours, you own her soul, would you marry her? I was like, fuck no. Why? She's mine. It's done. I know my chick ain't leaving me. My chicks ain't going nowhere. So why the fuck am I marrying them?
How did you like initially pop off in this recent success? Like, when did it start?
I decided
Content-wise,
I
like
decided
viral-wise.
to go overt with my conquest about 6 months ago.
6 months.
6 months ago.
What was your strategy?
Bro, that's worth billions of dollars. If I were to tell you right now what I have done, that would be worth. So do you have to understand how many people want to do what I have done?
Yeah.
This is unprecedented. This has never been done before.
It hasn't been
I've
done.
gone from obscure internet figure with a cult following of fans. My fans, because I have my YouTube channel for a while, my guys who follow me from back in the day are like, I am so furious. I used to walk around and say, have you heard of Andrew Tate? And everyone would say no, and I'd tell them what genius you are. Now everyone knows you're a fucking genius. Oops, spilled the vodka. You ruined it. You ruined it. Like all my old school fans are
Yacht Clubs
pissed.
tab.
Can we get a lady to clean this up, or?
We'll put that on the Yacht Clubs tab.
Yeah,
Or the
yeah,
Yacht
let's
Week.
do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Yacht Week.
Thank you, Yacht Week.
But like, I decided to go overt about 6 months ago. I put together a strategy and a plan. It was extremely strategized. It was planned.
Is that public though?
The plan?
Yeah.
No.
I thought it is kind of public. No.
Strategies.
Oh.
I've heard everybody say.
Everyone has these theories. You can come out with your theories.
Here's the theory that you offered to sell your content to pages. Pages would post your content, and that would help them get views.
Okay, well, that's not true, one. But two, you also have to keep in mind that most people can't do what I can do because most people cannot be as entertaining as I am by simply just sitting down and talking shit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I can sit down and talk shit and be extremely polarizing. So I have unlimited free content.
Yeah.
You can give me a camera and I can sit for 12 hours a day and talk at that camera. I have unlimited free content, which makes it easy. Like if you're a big YouTube channel that do like these giveaways or you do these big pranks, or you need planning, you need
Definitely.
a Lambo, you need a girl. Me, I can just get a camera and just start talking. iPhone. And
Yeah.
I'll get 10 million views.
Crazy.
So that's the first thing. So I have unlimited free content is the first thing.
So your content's really easy to make,
It's super easy to make,
which is dope.
which is dope. The easier your content is to make, the more competitive you are.
Yep.
I'm super competitive because I need an iPhone. You give me an iPhone and half the subject, and I'll just start running my mouth. And people, for some reason, like to listen to me for free. I have never paid for an ad. I've never paid for a shout out. I'm not paid to be on any of these big Instagram pages I'm all over. I ain't paid for shit. They're all giving it to me for free because they're like, this will get us views. Tate. That's it.
So is that
Yeah.
not correct then?
But you're saying I paid them.
No. I'm saying they reach out to you.
They don't even reach out to me. They just fucking steal it, and I don't give a shit. That's another thing that's a big part of it.
Is it like an organized effort of
It's an
fan
organized
pages?
effort. I put together
Or
a-
do you even monitor them or not?
I put together a plan which was extremely well executed. This is not an accident, and I can't tell you exactly what I do. But one of the other things I did, which is a superpower, is that I don't have accounts.
Yeah.
Most people, let's say you have a YouTube channel, you don't want people to plagiarize your shit. You want the views. You want your money. You don't want people to rip your video, use it, da-da-da-da. I don't have an account. Everyone can steal my shit. I don't give a fuck.
You have a
Steal it.
YouTube account though, no?
Yes.
I have a
Stuff
YouTube
from
channel,
somewhere.
but even then, I don't think it's even monetized. I don't take a single penny from it.
Ours is. We've never made money off YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I
ads.
mean. So right, so I don't need money, right? So if someone were to come along and decide to take my video and chop it up and use it for something, I don't care. Someone were to come along and make a video attacking me, da-da-da, I ain't gonna try and copyright strike. Don't care. Do it. Everyone can do whatever the fuck they want with my shit. So I'm free game, right? So it's entertaining and it's accessible. That plus my genius battle strategy, we implemented it in January. January 1st is when we began, and I am now the most famous man on the planet. I am more Googled than Donald Trump, Joe Biden. Look it up. I'm the most Googled man on the fucking planet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fact.
Look
saw
up Donald
that.
Trump, Joe Biden versus
They did
Andrew
on
Tate
a-
and Google's.
someone exposed that on a podcast and verified that's correct.
Yeah. So I'm the most Googled man on the
That's
planet.
crazy.
I've conquered the world. And
So
then
is it mostly a TikTok strategy or social media as
everything.
a whole?
I own all of it.
Does it bother you don't make money from this shit?
Well, you make money through your ventures, right?
Right. So yeah, I already have.
What ventures do you have right now?
Yeah, I can't tell everybody everything I do, but I have enough money forever. Like I'm at the point of money now where it really truly has no value. Everything in the world to me is free. And I grew up very, very poor, so I can still remember being poor. I grew up with nothing, truly. My family, my mother and father, they got divorced when we were in Indiana. My mother moved back to England. My father stayed in America. My father unfortunately died. My mother and my brother and my sister, we grew up in the free houses that the government give you, so the projects of England, in the town called Luton, which was voted the worst town in England with the highest crime rate, blah, blah, blah. Lived in a shit area, grew up with nothing. And I've done all of this completely myself. No financial help, never got a loan from a bank, a friend, nothing. Did all of it completely by myself. So I remember being broke. And I really, really am thankful for those poor days, because if it wasn't for the days being poor, being rich would suck.
100%.
Bro, it's fucking, it really ain't that cool. It's only cool because you can do shit and say, do you remember when we couldn't afford to do this?
Yeah.
Otherwise it's boring, right? So I'm at the point now where absolutely everything in the world is free. If a new car is launched and I see it, let's say it's a brand new Lamborghini, right? In fact, I did this yesterday. They're replacing the Aventador. There's a new Lamborghini. It's a it's hybrid. It's 1,000 horsepower. That's all I know. I saw an advert, a YouTube video on YouTube in the Explore page. I didn't even watch the video of the review of the upcoming car. I didn't even watch the 4-minute video. I just saw a new Lambo's coming, text my Lambo guy and said, I'll have one. I don't know how much it costs. I don't need to choose options because I tick every box. Every option, give me one. It'll come out the bank and I won't notice. It'll turn up. Boom. Everything's free. If I want a Lambo, it's free. If I want a jet, it's free. Give me a yacht, it's free. Besides mega yachts and mega mansions, literally everything on the planet is free.
What's your main like public venture that you're doing right now that you could say?
Right, so I do a few things online. So I own some casinos.
I saw your website too. Yeah,
so I own some casinos in Romania. That's one of the first things I do.
Really?
But I don't want to talk about that in too much depth. But I own some casinos in Romania. I also have some more traditional wealth income methods. I've got a property portfolio across about 6 or 7 countries. I'm also an extremely capable individual. In fact, I wish I had my business card on me to give it to you. But I'm the guy that people can come to that can fix things. So I have a lot of people with a lot of money who will come to me and say, look, the war's going on. I need to get someone out of Russia into Europe. Or look, I got to move this money here. That in a very legal way, I know enough people to help do those things. So I can make a lot of money with that. Online, I have 2 serious ventures. One is Hustlers University, and the other is the War Room.
What do you do on those?
Okay, so the War Room is kind of like the Illuminati, but cooler. The War Room is very difficult to explain, but it's a private network. It's a network in which you must compete for your place. When I was saying earlier on this podcast about living with competitive men, the War Room's the online version of that. So you have men, you join, you pay, you join. There's tasks, tests, things you must do to keep your place or you're booted.
Such as?
I can't tell you.
Oh, you can't say it's that private?
How much does it cost to join?
It's like $5,000. It's not that much. It's $5,000 to join, but you can get kicked at any moment without a refund. So the point is that it's constantly winners, right? The losers are always peeled off the bottom. So the winners get more and more competitive. So we're cycling into a group. So now we have a point where we have.
Does that relate to the TikTok fan page portfolio?
The War Room are involved in everything I do.
How many users are there?
We have over 2,000 members, over 600 millionaires.
What about Hustlers?
And we have extremely important people inside of the War Room. You can go to the War Room. I go to the War Room for the problems no one else can fix. Like when the Ukraine war, when the war kicked off in Ukraine, and they closed the borders or the borders panicked, we had 7 War Room members of Ukraine. We got them all out in 24 hours. I don't know, we send in jets.
So the War Room helps you get shit done?
The War Room gets shit done globally. So that's what the War Room is. It's a network.
And you'll give them some kickback on shit if you get it or something?
Say again?
And you'll give them some kickback on money that you get or something like that?
Yeah, it's the War Room is a private network. That's the most I can say. Kind of imagine the Freemasons of old, but better. So when you first join the War Room, for the first 6 months inside, you're just going to be doing things. Like why? It's kind of like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. Why am I doing this? And then you're going to start to learn, aha, this is useful.
I bet you a lot of people are too lazy to
want to join that. The people who are too lazy to do the wax on,
join,
the people who are too lazy to do the wax on, wax off are kicked.
How powerful is the network?
I'm alive.
Are we allowed to talk about anybody else who's in there?
I will never tell you about any of the members, but let's put it this way: I'm still alive, right? So, and there's been serious attempts on my life. The War Room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today, bar governments.
Are you trying
bar
to keep
a nation
up?
state? The War Room is bar a nation state wanting you dead. The War Room is the number one enemy you wouldn't want you coming after you because they will get you. We are that good.
Are you trying to keep up being like as viral as you are forever, or not forever, but like for?
This is stage 1 of a 3-step plan. So I'm going to be viral for a little bit longer, then step 2 begins. The conquest is continuing.
So this is just the beginning. Because like a lot of people are saying like you're going to fall off soon. This is just your 15 minutes.
No problem.
What's your take on that?
That's fine. I've been around the internet for a very long time, and I'm building systems which are very sustainable, right? The War Room is a very sustainable thing. I don't care if all this virality gets me one good War Room member who can do what I need him to do or fill a gap in our organization, which are very few and far between, then I still win, right? So that's the War Room. Then we have Hustlers University. The reason I started Hustlers University is because I was arguing with someone about how pointless the modern education system is. I think the modern education system is nothing but an indoctrination machine. I think they use it to indoctrinate the youth. I think it's a waste of fucking time.
What, to brainwash people?
To brainwash people, of course they do. And it's actually, because I can talk forever, the world is a spider's web, right? Everything extrapolates from everything else. And most people are not capable of understanding that nearly every single idea or habit or lifestyle which is propagated mainstream by the Matrix is done so with a Trojan horse. So even the educational system.
Meaning with a hidden agenda?
With a hidden agenda. So even if you look at things like women's rights, women need rights, women need protecting, women should be equal under the law, Completely agree.
They said they wanted women to work so people could pay more taxes, no?
They want people to work so they can pay more taxes, double the tax base. But you know what else they wanted them to work for?
Get the kids out of the...
To get the kids out of the influence of the parents, right? When the woman's at home and the father's at work, those children are learning from the woman who's probably learning from the father, and you get to instill your own beliefs in those children. Government doesn't want that. The government wants the children to belong to them. So they get the woman out of the house and they send you to school for as long as possible to reprogram you. This is why you will see YouTube videos of children arguing with their parents, and their parents will say that's not true, and the children will say, I learned in school that a man can be a zebra, or whatever they learned, and they start arguing with their own children. You don't own your own children's minds anymore, because your children's mind is owned by YouTube and the school, right? And the school will say to you, if your parents ever yell at you or get aggressive to you, you come to me, and we'll tell the police. Don't worry about that. So they're doing it to brainwash the children, right? Because this is how you control the future. So the whole educational system in and of itself is a scam. They use feminism and the whole women's rights bullshit to get everyone's children into the indoctrination machine. They keep you there as long as possible. They want you to finish in debt because then you got to get a fucking job and become a good slave. But they don't teach you anything of value. Nobody learns anything of value in school. And everybody intrinsically knows this. Even the people who disagree with me, I said, if you see me pull up in my Bugatti in a gas station, do you look at me and think, wow, he went to school? Fuck no. You think drug dealer, gangster, scammer. Yeah. You think I'm doing something illegal because you understand if I was staying within the paradigms of the system, I couldn't have possibly achieved this. The only way you can fathom I've done it is by imagining me as an outlaw. Because you know within the paradigms of society, I shouldn't have even fucking done it. That's how much you know school's a scam. You don't look at someone rich and respect them thinking he went to school. The people you are learning from in school aren't even fucking rich. Your business professors never had a business. They're brokies. They're fucking broke. So school's a scam. And it's the biggest scam on earth. And the reason it's a scam, before I get into the meta point, the reason it's a scam is because it operates in a vacuum. It operates in a vacuum because it cannot be fairly compared to any other service. So you can get a loan for school, but you can't use that money for anything else. Because if they were to open it up and put the school, the education system, into the fair market of capitalism, it would fail. If I were to give you $100 grand and say you can get a degree, or you can buy a crypto, or you can start your own business, or you can do anything you want with it, who's going to choose a degree?
No one, probably.
Nobody. So they say you can only get the money if you use it for education, which allows it to operate inside of a vacuum. Because it operates inside of a vacuum, it is one of the few things on the planet which is allowed to be non-competitive. It's not competitive against any other investment. Everyone knows that. But you can only get the money for that. So you can't get the money to invest in anything else. So you end up doing it, learning something that is outdated, slow to learn. There's more, it doubly inflates. There's more degrees every single year, meaning the value of a degree decreases. And the price goes up every single year. So it's worth less each year. It costs more year on year. There's no other industry where you can even get away with that. You get wrecked, except for the educational system. So I was explaining why it's all a fucking scam. And people say to me, well, what else am I supposed to do? I don't know what else to do. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll start a school, and my school will teach you how to make money. Because what do you want to work for? Oh, I want to work for my passion. Da, da, da. If you want to work for your passion, fuck off. What do you want to work for? I want to work for money. You're the guy I need. You want to work for money. Because there's people who really don't want to do what they enjoy. That's fine. You're never going to be rich that way. Go be a vet. A vet, you might be rich. Go work in the zoo and clean up pig shit because you get to be near an elephant. If that's your thing. Go do it. Your passion has nothing to do with getting paid. So the people who are serious, the people who are smart enough to go, I only work because I want money. I don't care what I do. I just want money. Cool. Then you can come to my school. Now, my school is competitive. My school does not operate inside of a vacuum. It's $49 a month for Hustlers University, and we teach 18 modern wealth creation methods. We teach 18 different ways to make money. In the modern world, which is very different from the old world, which is a key point because people always say, well, my parents told me, your parents lived in a different fucking world. Your parents bought a house for $60,000 and now it's worth $500,000. So of course they're telling you to save up, buy a house. How are you gonna buy a house for $500,000? You're working at Starbucks, G. It ain't gonna happen, right? So all your parents' advice is outdated and it's bullshit. So all the old advice is bullshit. Saving money is bullshit. Inflation's like 10%. Save. You gotta get rid of your money. Fuck saving. You gotta fucking spend it. So everything they tell you is wrong and old. So it's all modern wealth creation, 18 different modern wealth creation methods. It's $49 a month. And you can spend that $49 on anything you want. You don't have to join my school. You can go buy lunch if you want. So I'm competing against the entire world, right? You can invest that in anything. And people are still choosing my school. That shows it has a genuine value. At the point of this podcast where I checked this morning, we have 108,000 students. 108,000 students.
108,000 in Hustlers University?
Correct.
Whoa. 108,000
isn't impressive that I've amassed. It's impressive that I retain. There are 108,000 people in the world who have joined my school for $49 a month. And they say, I am getting more for my money or more value than I'm investing here. I'm either making more money back or I'm learning more than I would ever possibly learn for $49 anywhere else. So I, unlike traditional education, genuinely compete in the world. And I'm the only educational platform in the world that does this. There's no competition at all. And I do it because the people who join my school and listen actually make money. Now, I've been accused of a bunch of shit. There is an affiliate system. You can make money with affiliates. That is a system that does exist inside. That's one of the 18 ways. You don't have to just affiliate for HU. You can affiliate for Amazon products. We teach how to affiliate for fucking anything. So you can affiliate for a bunch of shit. But there's 17 other ways to make money, all inside of the school itself. So we are the #1 educational platform on the planet. And I will say this now. Anybody who's serious about making money should be inside, because $49 is not going to help you in any other way in your life. There's no crypto you're going to buy for $50 that's going to blow up. There's nothing else. For $50, you have fucking nothing to lose. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be quick, but we'll teach you how to make money if you're ready to sit there and learn. So that's what HU is. So I've got the HU and the War Room, the two biggest things online. So between those, I'm doing okay.
When you say like they want to get the kids out of the schools, who do you think is like, that's like some heavy... Like, that's some heavy string pulling. Like, who do you think is behind that? Like, I know people just say it's the government, but you know what I mean, though? To be that smart to say, all right, we're going to separate kids from their parents so we can take over the minds of the youth. That's like a very smart concept to think of. Do you know what I mean? Like, how does someone come up with that?
You come up with it because it's natural human nature, right? Like, if you have
do you think that's like the government making those decisions?
It's way above the government.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, who do you think is they?
There are people who've been in charge of the world for quite a long time. And to keep it simple and to make sure this podcast stays up, the people who control the money are going to control the world. Because if you have money, you can influence people.
Yeah.
Right? So, and the governments, what do the governments need? Money. So they're a layer in the chain.
That's what I mean.
The governments are the illusion of choice.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who the fucking president is. It's bullshit. Right? So the true matrix, the people who truly control it, they want as much influence and power as possible. This is human nature. If you have a company, you're not going to hire employees who disagree with you and don't listen to you. You're going to want them to be as compliant as possible, just like you're going to want your woman to be as compliant as possible. It's who you are as a man, right? So if you're one of the most important, powerful billionaires on the planet, you're going to want as much power over the world as possible. You want people to be compliant. So you're going to look for that outside support structures and attempt to attack them. If you had a girlfriend and she's 100% and she listens to you, except she has this one friend who's always in her ear talking shit, you're going to say, don't be friends with her anymore. So if you're trying to teach the children X, but their parents are trying to teach them Y, you're going to say that we need them to spend less time around their parents. So how do we do that? We need the parents to be more busy, and we need them to go somewhere.
That's just like some crazy control shit, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's what they've done.
Yeah.
It's on purpose. Like, it's very, very purposeful. It's all done on purpose. These people
I just
are
think
not fucking stupid.
The average person doesn't understand that, like, that statement means that, like, there's people above us that are just trying to control us, right?
Oh, completely. There's people in charge above us trying to control us all. I mean, if the last 3 years haven't proved that, I don't know what's going to prove it to you. Like, there's definitely people who want to control us, because all of us, every man on earth, has an innate instinct for power and control. We're all human. We're not pure creatures. The reason you guys love doing this podcast is because you love being big and getting more followers and getting more influence. What is influence? It's power. It's control. It's what you want. It's what I want. It's what everyone wants. If you get to a certain level in life, that's what you want. Now, you're going to have power and influence over a whole bunch of people. You may believe, it's not even necessarily evil. You may believe that you're helping them. They don't understand the world. They're the little peasants. They're the ants. I'm the big billionaire. I'm going to teach them things they don't know they need to learn yet. Their mother is outdated. She's in their ear. We're going to separate them so I can help the kids. They may think they're doing it for a good reason, but what they're really doing is trying to propagate their own personal worldviews on other people. As we all do, as you do, as I do, etc. They just managed to have a lot more influence and more power to do it, right? So you talk about governments. The fuck is a government? Governments are bought and sold. That's all bullshit, right? But there's people in charge of the world who want us to listen when they talk, and they're going to do their very, very best to stop anybody or stop any kind of power or support structure which is going to prevent that. It's done on purpose. This is why they also try and ensure that the people of most nation states are infighting. This is why government and politics and everything is the biggest lie in the world. You have Democrats and Republicans arguing with each other all fucking day when they are two sides of the same coin. And the people in charge of all of it are laughing. Bro, if you had to fight 100 fucking cats, right? You'd probably get through it, but it'd be a bit messy. The first thing you want to do is turn
100? Fuck.
Yeah, well,
100 what?
I take 100 cats easy.
Yeah.
Snap their necks like fucking Rambo. Point is, you'd want to turn all the white cats against the fucking yellow cats. First. Start civil war first. Let's get them uneasy. We don't working together on me now. Let's man. Well, you're Democrat, you're Republican. You're black, you're white, you're brown. You're gay, you're straight. You're a man, you're a woman. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. And everyone's gonna sit there and fucking argue all day, and they're gonna sit at the top laughing. There's more of us than there is of them. But they don't think that. They're very, very smart. It's divisive on
How do
purpose.
they get that smart?
It's because it's age old, bro. This shit's been around for
So
a
it's
very
just
long time.
families that have learned along
It's
the
not
way.
even just families. It's just age old. If you look at how
But that's like really smart shit.
England
that's crazy.
look at how England conquered India. England conquered India with less than 100,000 troops. There was millions of Indians, and the supply line is 9 months long. How do you do it? You turn up. You turn one team against another team, one family against another family, one tribe against another tribe. Arm one side. They start winning. Oh shit! We need to take some power back. Arm the other side. Do. It's basic foreign policy. And it's internal policy. It's basic. It's how it's always been. And then before you know it, who runs India? The British. That's how you do it, right? It's how America does most of foreign policy today. It's how the world functions. You cannot have people
divide and
united.
conquer.
You can't have people united. If you have all the people inside your country united, they're not going to stand up for shit. I'm sorry, they're not going to stand for shit. They're going to stand up for shit.
Secretly, though, we are a lot aligned, but the media just thinks that we're not.
No, the media doesn't think.
The media makes us think.
convinces.
They convince
it
people
wants
that
you
we're
to
divided,
feel like
yeah.
you're not.
So they know.
They
Like
know,
Don
man.
Lemon
The
and-
media is the machine. The media is the
crazy.
weapon that they use to
It's
propagate.
sad.
Yeah, it's sad. So all of this is very, very purposeful. The people in charge of the world do it on purpose. Of course it's done on purpose. But you're saying, like, why did they come up with these ideas or how is it done? Because they wouldn't be
No,
able to
I know
exist-
why. It's just the how is like they're just geniuses. It's almost
Yeah,
scary.
it's like you
Like to
think
come
of
up for people to sit in a room and say, "All right, now we're going to target the youth and we're going to implement the system to take away the youth from their parents."
Yeah.
Is like some scary smart
Bro,
shit.
they're doing
Like,
scarier shit than that.
I know.
Bro, that's nothing. They're doing much scarier shit than that. Like, and it's just the beginning. So, but if this wasn't a public podcast, I'd love to talk about this in far more detail. But it's a public podcast, and the war room's good. But
Well, I think we did
nation-states
good.
are
Why don't we
worse,
go?
and- yeah.
Smoke another cigar out there, maybe crank a beer and fucking.
I wanna
hear more
I
about
think it
this
was
shit.
good.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a bit more.
You're a fucking legend, bro. We appreciate you.
That
What's
was amazing.
what's some closing statements?
Closing statements.
Wait, can I ask you one more thing though?
Sure,
Back-
man. I'll talk forever. Let's
Back,
go.
real
Fucking-
quick, back to the lines. If like you're in the club, and there's
Lines.
a chick.
It's not lines. It's
No,
a
the-
number, G.
Okay, body count, and there's a
I'm gonna
chick
go to
that
the
has 10, and then there's one that has 1. Who are you going for that you know you have a better chance of sleeping with?
I would have a better chance of. But that's the thing, dude. Look, that's the thing. Honestly,
Okay, well then I'll answer that question.
Yeah, just answer that because
Yeah, answer
All right, I'll answer that question because it's a bit of a trick question.
yeah.
I can't be tricked because I'm a professional. Because when the question was originally asked, it was who would you prefer?
Yeah.
And you said you would prefer the one with more.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
we would still prefer the one with one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, because there's a higher probability of sleeping with the hoe, that's true. Doesn't mean she's preferred. Doesn't mean that's the preference. And the true answer is you would try with the girl with 1, and if you failed, towards the end of the night, you'd end up
Yes,
around the
good
girl with
job.
10.
Perfect.
That's what would happen.
Okay.
That's
so
a great answer, man.
that's what would actually
Did I
happen.
really say
That's a
preferred
fucking
earlier?
great
You said
answer.
preferred, yes.
Okay, that's my fault. I fucked that up.
Yeah, you'd prefer.
But who's doing anal?
Well,
What the hell? All right, we're good.
I mean, like, no, but this is another thing. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm getting old. This is my closing statement. Maybe I'm getting old. I'm 35, right? I've seen the world change in real time. I remember the world before the internet, and I've seen the rise of the internet, and I would say now I'm big on the internet and stuff. And I just think the world, I understand when I was young and I used to like something and old people would say, turn that off, it's degenerate. I'd be like, it's just a video game or it's just a
Yeah,
song.
yeah. Now you-
I'm becoming that guy.
yeah.
I'm becoming that guy now where I hear things or I see shit. The world's just so degenerate now.
Oh, 100%.
I see like these girls like twerking and
guys
on a
too.
boat or dudes just popping pills. I don't know. It's just all so degenerate. And now that degeneracy angers me, it's made me almost, it's changed me to a degree. Because even you're just talking about banging chicks, whatever. I really have no interest in just tearing through chicks. I just think it's degenerate. I
think guys are degenerate too. man.
yeah, no, of course men are and women are. I just think it's a degenerate attitude. Like I could sleep with thousands of women. I just think maybe I'm just bored of it. I don't know, but I'm just kind of like, I'd rather have 1 or 2 or 5. Give me 5 girls and I'll settle down. 5 wives, that's enough. I'm never going to be Mr. One vagina. I'm not going to be one hoe is too close to no hoe. So we're not going to go down that road.
With 5
but 5 is enough. You give me a buffer space to replace one if she gets out of line, whatever. Give me 5 chicks, I'll settle down right now. But to actually be running out there and just really tearing through it, I just think maybe I'm just bored of the game. Maybe it got too easy. But I don't know. Even sex in and of itself, I just think, is it that good?
You don't think one woman could please you, like fully?
I don't think one woman is capable of completing a man's life. Absolutely no. I think you need a wife.
Sexually.
But I think
You need a wife and you need hoes.
Yeah.
You need both.
I don't think it's
There's times and a place.
I agree, because I mean, there are times where there are times where you do
funny.
want to.
I just love it, bro. You're so funny, bro.
It's true.
I think with 5 wives, things around the house, things in general, will just be more efficient.
You know the best thing about having multiple women? I'll tell you from my webcam days.
Do they interact with each other, or do you separate
Oh, no, they
them?
super interacted. Because I only told like 20%
Do they
of
get
that
jealous,
story.
though?
Yeah, but they got jealous, but it's hard to get jealous. This is about the social paradigm. It's hard. Of course they got jealous, and I would reassure them and tell them everything's okay, but they would never disrespect me openly because no one else did. You don't want to be the only disrespectful bitch. Then you get kicked out. Yeah, it's not the societal norm. This is why in America everyone's fat, because it's normal. You go to Russia or Ukraine, there's very few fat people because you don't want to be seen fat because no one's fat. So everyone's going to be like, what the fuck you obese for? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's societal norm. If every chick is coming up to me and treating me like God, you don't want to be the only chick with an attitude because you feel embarrassed.
You ever had
Plus, yeah, of course I had that. Plus you get kicked out.
Yeah.
What I used to do.
I get your strategy now.
Girls would get kicked out. And then when they got kicked out, they'd fail because they're naturally lazy. So then when a girl got kicked out, we'd have a party. Every time I fired a bitch, we'd have a party. So we'd have a party and not make fun of her, but just say like, one less hoe, last one standing, gets the sun. We used to make a joke and all this shit. So we kick the girl out, we'd have a party, and girls would instantly, not like turn on her, but girls are tribal, right? She's no longer part of the tribe. She's stupid, and we'd all kind of think. And the part of the party is we'd monitor her on camera. So every day after she left, we'd check on how well she was doing.
How?
You can see them online, how many hours they do, their ranking on the website, how much money they're making, all that kind of stuff. And they go from way up here, making millions, to just slowly declining. Because they're lazy. They're lazy. They fall off and end up down to nothing and then beg for their job back. So now girls are like, if I leave, he's going to have a party, he's going to make fun of me, and I ain't going to make any money, and I'm going to be another one of the ones they mock, and da-da-da. So now girls don't want to lose their job, right? So girls didn't really disrespect me, but when you're talking about them being jealous, yeah. But I was about to say, one of the best things about living with multiple women, this is actually the best thing about it. The best thing about living with multiple women is that all the girl shit, they do together. So your girl, right now if you have a girlfriend, she has a group of friends. All of those friends are your enemy. Every single thing they say to her is bad about you. He doesn't let you go out. Why is he asking where you are? Why is he calling you? It's only a boat party. Let's go here. They're all negative. You don't want your woman talking to them.
That's true.
Now, if you're fucking the same 4 girls,
it's true.
If you're fucking the same 4 girls, then her friendship circle are all behaving and all you're positive towards you now. So you don't have that negative influence, which means you get to send her away with her friends all the time. If you have a girlfriend, you don't want to send her away with her friends because they're up to bad shit. I love sending my girls away. Oh, you want your nails done? Go. Boom. Oh, you want to go see that shit movie? Go. Go to security. Oh, you want to go? Go. Leave me the fuck alone. Go. You want to go IKEA? We need towels? Cool. Go to IKEA. I didn't have to do none of the dumb shit men have to do. I see men doing all this dumb shit with their chick because they don't want her to do it with their friends. Man, I haven't been IKEA in a long time. IKEA is the most depressing place on the planet.
What if you go to
IKEA sucks.
Well, wait, you're wrong.
What about
if you go to IKEA with 5 wives?
Even worse.
How?
I'll tell you, because I can send them 5 bitches by themselves. I went to IKEA about 3 years ago, and I genuinely think it was one of the most depressing experiences of my life.
Yeah, that place fucking
I saw
sucks.
full-grown men.
It's so busy and shit too.
And it's a maze.
I saw full-grown men on a Sunday morning walking around.
How about the IKEA hot dogs though?
They're all right.
They're pretty good.
But the sadness in the eyes of the full-grown man on a Sunday morning walking around, and his wife is like picking up a towel. You want this towel or this towel? and you can see he doesn't give a solitary fuck. It's his only day off. It's his only day off.
It's
He's
sad.
been working for 6 days, and she's like, we need to go IKEA, Steve. And he's like, oh, can't we not go? We need towels, Steve. He's like, oh, maybe I might get laid next month if I go IKEA. And he's standing there, and she's like, which towel, Steve? And he's like carrying the baby. Oh, I don't know, which one do you like, babe? I'm like, oh, this whole place is just depressing me. I can't get out. It's a maze, and everyone's fucking sexless and depressed. It's fucking horrible.
Fuck, man.
But if I send the chicks, they can fuck around all day in IKEA. Don't give a fuck. And you know what? I can trust them because they're all vying for position with me. If one of them even looked at a dude, the other 3 would go, we were in IKEA, and this guy walked past, and she looked at this guy. They'll all rat. They'll all rat to me. I'm the big boss.
Really?
Oh, no, 100%. Oh, they're friends, all right, but they're all fucking reporting to me. And on the sly, I'm like, look, you're the only one I trust. If anyone says anything, tell me. All 4. Boom, boom, boom. They're all coming to me going, yeah, I think she loves you, but, you know, I don't know, we were in IKEA, and she didn't talk about you the whole time. They're all just fucking ratting. So I can trust all of them because they're all fucking spying on each other. It was great. I didn't have to do no shit. If you're with one bitch, she's like, I want to go see this movie. You're like, fucking no. And you got to, like, it's long. You need multiple women so they can fuck off and do women shit. It's important.
You don't ever do like wait, you don't ever go on a date with like all 5?
God,
You've never been like, yo, I'm gonna treat all 5 of you tonight and go somewhere
So
nice?
I used to go to the club with all of them. Actually, this is one of the big things about Romania. When I first moved to Romania, me and my brother went to the club, and we walked in there, and we saw like dudes, like 2 gypsy dudes or 2 old dudes, and they'd have like fucking dirty women on their table, right? So you go to a club in Romania, it's like 20 dudes, 100 girls, but the girls aren't accessible. You can't go there as a tourist and pick them up because they all belong to people, right? So when me and Tristan first went there by ourselves,
What happens if you do?
you're gonna get in big trouble, fast.
You
Like,
beat up?
serious? Really?
Death?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
no.
not death. It's just like they're gonna to be. It wouldn't be that fast. Like they tell you.
They'll
to
warn you first.
They tell you to fuck off.
Yeah.
And if you really push it, then you're
dead.
Yeah, you get in trouble. But
Wow.
But me and Tristan went there. We understood the vibe. Did it? So when we went to the club, because we saw, well, we ain't getting shit here. We're by ourselves. We left after 20 minutes. We went to the club ourselves next week, but we had the cam business, so we went ourselves with 20 girls. So to the Romanian, like the big boys, the bosses, they were like, whoa, these are Westerners. Not many Western dudes have 20 bitches on tap to just pull out hotties. And walked in there.
In Romania?
In Romania, yeah. We had all these chicks there. We had chicks everywhere, all around the world, whatever. We had different studios. But, yes, you're saying, did I ever take my girls on dates? Girls are fantastic for status. There's times where if you want status, you need women. Women are status. Women are the true currency of ballers. Fuck money. It's women. If I go to the Bugatti dinner, everyone there's rich. Everyone's got Bugatti. Everyone's got Rolex. Everyone's got a nice house. Everyone's got a boat. Who cares?
But who has the bitches?
But who's sitting there with 2 wives?
Yeah, facts.
Me. You're sitting there with a hooker who doesn't really like you. You can see it in her eyes. You're sitting with a wife who's old and ugly. You're sitting with a bitch you don't fuck. I'm sitting here with 2 wives who adore me and are both gorgeous. Who's the rich guy? I could be the poorest man in the room, but I'm the guy they want to talk to. So women are the true currency of international ballers. So you need to be able to pull hotties out your ass just for fucking status. So if you're saying, do I take girls out? Not to give them fun or nothing. There'd be scenarios in which, yeah, I need to bring the baddies. It was pure status thing. Yeah, I'll just roll up with fucking 10 baddies. Boom.
That's true,
Walk
though.
in. Boom. That's it.
You have
right?
a hot
You
girl
do
with
get
you?
respected,
Wait.
though. I mean,
You get respected, yeah.
Bitches all over you.
But
yeah.
no, I'm gonna
for
say
real.
something. When you have a hot girl with you and you introduce her to somebody and you know she's hot, it's like a, yeah, she's with me.
It's
a status
status.
thing.
It's a
Yeah.
status. So having hot women is a
you
status.
ever
So-
felt that?
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Because he was. I don't know.
I have felt that
He was just being. He's just.
No, I was
being
just
funny.
asking.
No,
have you
but
ever,
I have
have you
felt
ever
that
dealt
before.
with that? Or?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
My
Wait,
dad
so-
and his friends are fucking 75.
So Andrew, you've never had a girl like kind of like intimidate you in a way where you're like, fuck, I'm kind of nervous around this chick.
No, I'll tell you why.
Yeah, have you ever had that?
No, because I live in a very, very. Let me be very correct in my language. I live in a world which is. I like to think I'm very true to the base instincts of humanity. Should I shut up? Or should
No,
I
no,
keep
it's
going?
good.
no,
I love it.
Cool.
This is our longest episode, I think, probably.
Bro, I got 10 more hours.
right.
I like to think I live very true to the base instincts of reality. And the base instinct of reality always has been, to a degree, violence. I'm not a violent person. I'm a very peaceful person. But as long as I'm not threatened with violence, it's very difficult for me to give a shit about anything else. And that's because I've been threatened with violence so many times and I've been in so many scenarios. Outside of professional fighting, I've been in so many scenarios where I really thought I might die. As long as that's not happening, I don't really give a shit. So if I'm sitting there with a bitch and she's hot, intimidated what? She ain't got hands. She can't slip a jab. She can't fight. Which like that's one of my brother. Shout out to my brother Tristan. That's one of his best sayings. When he gets caught cheating, or his girls go crazy, or they catch him do something. His first thing, she ain't got hands, so Like, what are they gonna do? Blow you up on WhatsApp? And you're gonna or block you? Oh, don't block me! You the fuck? They can't do nothing. So intimidated? Why? How can I be intimidated by a chick? Because she's hot? I don't understand. Like, I'm intimidated by certain scenarios where there might be a consequence or a repercussion. If I go on a date and she doesn't like me, cool. Give a fuck. Like,
Are you still fighting or no? See if scars on your knuckles.
yeah. You gotta stay ready, my friend. Stay ready.
I saw you want to fight. You want to fight Jake Paul?
So yeah, I made the video saying I was going to fight Jake Paul when he first called out Conor McGregor. Do you remember when he did that first call out video?
No, the first one was savage.
It was savage.
I gotta be honest, it seems beneath you though. If you're as rich as you are, you got the status, why would you want to go fight Jake Paul?
Yeah, so I made that video when he first called out Conor McGregor because I thought he was being disrespectful.
How is that beneath him? Jake Paul's pretty fucking
Jake Paul's
big.
big. Jake Paul's
Yeah.
pretty big, but I think that Conor McGregor, at the time, I thought that Jake Paul was just disrespecting fighters as a whole because fighting is a really hard life.
Well, back then it was like, whoa.
Yeah, but now it seems that Jake Paul is taking his boxing career very seriously.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's taking it very, very seriously. So I'm no longer angry at the guy because he's now a boxer effectively, and he's using attention. He's using provocative marketing to make himself as much money as possible. I, of all people on the planet, cannot sit here and shit on that.
Oh
fucking
my
game.
God, yo.
So I get what he's doing, right?
Could you imagine a press conference? Him and another fighter talking shit at a fucking press conference?
I would love to see you.
Would
gotta
you,
do it for
would
the
you,
press,
would you
bro.
do that?
Do what?
Would you do some
gotta
sort
do
of
it for the
large scale
pressy.
boxing fight or? How
I-
about MMA?
I fought a year ago MMA. I sparked him. I'm open to all things.
Would you rather box? Because kickboxing, no one's probably.
no one really
you know,
cares.
No one's watching
I'll
that.
fight MMA or boxing. Doesn't matter to me. I'm very.
Let's get
op-
Andrew Tate in the UFC.
Yeah, I'm
Dude.
open to it, but it's a lifestyle that I lived for a very long time. Understand that from the age of 17 to the age of 27, for 10 years of my life, all I did was train. That's why now I can still jump on the pads and smash out 12 rounds easy.
How often do you train a week?
I still train nearly every day, but to live that lifestyle, it's a big sacrifice.
You got to dial in. Yeah.
It's got to dial in. And so for me to do it, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. It would have to be very worth it. The problem is, for it to be worth it, people will say, oh, how much money? And I have more money than anyone would possibly
What weight
believe.
class would you fight at?
92, 93 kilo, which is like just light heavyweight,
Do you have
cruiserweight.
do you have a guy that if you had to fight at the UFC, you would fight? Or some fighter that comes
Wait,
to mind?
how many pounds is that? Sorry, I don't know.
I don't know pounds. 195, 200 pounds.
Light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Around
That-
200, right?
Yeah.
around
205
there.
is light heavyweight.
205.
Pounds, kilos, that means he's like.
Yeah, 200. So anyway, there are possibilities. There's things in the mix, perhaps. If I can find it, it'd be worth it. But it's just, I'm now at states now with they go, well, it's worth it. You get 10 million. 10 million, what? A week's wage? Bullshit. 6 months training for that. I don't need a week's wage for 6 months training. And then they'll go,
It'd
you
be
get
more for
credibility.
the extra exposure.
And then they'll go,
probably.
you get exposure. That's what they'll say. But I'm already the most
What
exposed
about
man on
the
the planet.
accomplishment?
I've conquered the world. So, and then you talk about accomplishment. I've had 87 professional fights. I've been in the ring a bunch of times. 4 times world champion. 71 wins. I've done it. I'm very competent and happy and comfortable with who I am as a man. I know that 99.9% of the men on the planet are a one-punch issue, and I'm fine. So it's kind of like, do I really want to do it? There are people who I would fight. I'm not going to say their names on this podcast, but there are scenarios and there are things in the
Famous
works where I
people?
might
Give
fight.
us one. Give us one.
No, man, no, we're working on it. I'm working on some things for everyone to see. I know everyone wants to see me fuck someone up. That's what they want to see. They want to see me smash someone up, which is
Yeah.
fine.
What
So-
is the percentage of people that actually know how to fight in the world? I heard.
Well, this is another thing because I actually don't believe in fighting outside of the cage or the ring. I don't believe that fighting is a real thing. I don't believe fighting is real. Violence and fighting are different things.
So is that you saying like no one really knows how to fight outside of?
No, I'm saying that it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Fighting and violence are a real thing. So I made that comment that most men are a one-punch issue. That's true. Actually, recently, a video which got taken down off my YouTube, but I'll give it to you guys. Maybe you can sneak it in. Me and my brother were in a nightclub, and some guys, 6 guys, were sitting on our Chiron taking pictures, and someone told us, sitting on the hood of the car, and we left the club. We rolled up. It's on CCTV, and me and my brother attacked the 6 of them and put them all asleep. This is in Romania. So, like, we're still about it. Like,
That shit's like a movie,
bro.
dude.
But you know what? You know what's cool?
Wait, where was this?
This is in Romania.
Oh, okay.
Me and Tristan is kind of like, man, because we grew up together, we lived together, whatever. And we know each other so well, we can talk without talking. So as the taxi pulled up, we were literally praying they're still fucking around near our car, right? Because they were sitting on the front of the car, sitting on it. And as the taxi pulled up, we're both in the back seat, and we both just turned to each other and went, got out and started fucking smashing them up. No words, no get off the car. It's all on CCTV. You'll see. I'll give you the video. Just start fucking knocking them all asleep. So
I want to see that shit.
yeah, but this is the point. That to a degree could be fighting, but I don't think fighting's a real thing outside the ring because violence is a different thing. I know truly violent people, and I've been in truly violent scenarios, and if someone is truly violent, they don't need to know how to fight. And I'm saying if someone who is violent wants you, you're going to die. Violence is 10 men with machetes. Violence is spray the medic. Violence is run him over with a car. Violence isn't, hey, bro. That's the olden days. Let's go outside, have a fucking. That's all gone now. If you're caught in altercations on the street, no matter how big of a tough guy you are, the best thing you can do is leave. There are too many people who are ready to fucking go to jail or die with nothing to fucking lose. I have a full security team with me everywhere I go.
How many you roll with?
I'm strapped. I have like 4 or 5 guys usually. I'm strapped everywhere I go where possible. Like I really don't like the idea of having to hit people unless I really have to hit people because. You're talking about fighting and violence. How many people can't fight? You can get a guy who can't fight in an SUV who sees you on the sidewalk and just thinks, fuck this guy. Bro, it's a dangerous world. And even now, especially like in London, I know boys who've been pack stabbed. When 4 dudes roll up with blades and jump you, man, you're dying, man. You're dying. It only takes 1 fucking wound. Oh, I know Krav Maga. You don't know shit. You ain't Steven Seagal. You are dying. It doesn't matter you know to kickbox, box. Amir Khan got robbed for his watch. Fucking ex-world champion. They fucking ran up on him, took his watch off him 2 weeks ago. What they do? They pull a fucking sword. 4 of them. Give me it. What the fuck are you gonna do?
That'd be the worst
What are you
feeling.
gonna do? Slip?
Huh?
That'd be the worst feeling.
What?
Getting your watch robbed.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
bro.
happens. That shit happens a lot.
Bro,
Especially in
London's crazy.
No, it happens in
London-
Miami.
Whoa.
It happens in Miami a lot. I know
Really?
people.
London's nuts now, man. And in
London's
London,
a shithole now or what?
Bro, shithole. Google, anyone here sitting here, Google London stabbing and click on the news tab.
I saw that every day.
Stab every day. And they stab first. They don't come up and say, give me the watch. They come up and stab you. And you're like, what the fuck? You start bleeding out. And then they take off your corpse. They don't give a fuck, bro. It is crazy in London. London, I have a full security. I do not walk the streets in London. I do not wear a watch. I have a full security team. Everything. London's getting bad. And it's not just even the nice areas. You can go to the Knightsbridge, Mayfair. They'll get your ass just the same. There's people in London who just don't give a fuck anymore. And it's getting crazy. And the Americans say, well, this is why we need guns to defend ourselves. Well, not really, because then they'd have guns. So now what? Like, it's a mentality thing. The mentality of people is dangerous. It's a hard heart that kills. You have to be really about it. This is what most people don't understand. People who play gangster and play tough guy don't understand that you don't really want to play that game because you're going to play a game with people who aren't playing.
Yeah.
A true hard heart is different. There are people, if they want someone dead, he's going to fucking die. They don't care. Daylight, broad daylight, his wife, his kid, they don't give a shit and they'll do the time. These people exist. They're all over the fucking news. You really want to walk around playing gangster with people like that out there in the world? You want to learn to box and say, well, I can defend myself now? You can't defend yourself for fuck. I defend myself with large walls, a bunch of weapons, and being hard to access. That's how you defend yourself. You do not defend yourself thinking I can kickbox, let me run around the streets. And there are people who still do it, but I think the world's on a decline. I think the Western world's getting worse. I don't think it's getting any better. I think that all the problems we're seeing now are going to be 10x, 20x, 30x as people get fucking hungry across the next 10, 20 years. And I think if you don't have a plan to defend yourself or at least move to a place where you don't need to defend yourself in real time, people are going to start getting fucked up bad.
What do you think's about to happen? Just complete anarchy?
I don't think it's going to be complete anarchy, but there's going to be a
lot of crime.
There's going to be a massive polarization. The polarization already exists, right? In Western nations, there's already a polarization because there's no longer any morality which is built into the populace. I live in a poor country. I live in Romania, which is technically poor. It's one of the poorest countries in Europe. It's very, very poor. The average wage is like $400 a month. The police drive Dacia Logans. The police drive cars that can't even go above 70 miles an hour. I've never seen a police chase. When the police stop me, I say, why don't people run? We just outrun you. He goes, oh, well, you know, why run when you can just get ticket? It's very much people, the police force isn't heavily armed. Like none of this shit, but it's safe. In general, unless you piss off a big guy. The crime is very organized. There's no random crime. It's very organized crime. Organized crime keeps society functioning. Organized crime is very, very functional. I would rather live in a country with organized crime than unorganized crime. Unorganized crime like London. No, but unorganized crime like London is wrong place, wrong time, get stabbed, take your watch. Organized crime is you have to go and make an enemy. You have to piss someone off. And you usually get a warning. So unless you're a fucking jackass, you'll be fine. It's only if you want to go into industries which are competing with them, or if you want to like do something they don't like. I know that a lot of the gangsters in certain towns in Romania keep the drugs out. The towns are drugs free. People try to sell drugs. They're the ones who died. So there's no drugs on the streets because they don't like drugs because their children go to school. So you have drug-free cities. American police can't get a city drug-free, but the mafia will. They'll get a city drug-free. Because if they catch anyone fucking selling that shit, they're fucking disappearing. So organized crime can actually be pretty good for a society because as long as you don't piss these people off. Now, Americans are the worst on the planet for this. Americans have basically no social awareness and they're jackasses with big mouths. So an American might go to a place like Romania and get drunk and be like, hey, bro, man, I do what I want, bro. They're going to get fucked up, right? But if you're a person with a brain and you're like, you know what, this is not my territory. Sorry, really sorry. You're never going to have any trouble. So organized crime is a good thing. So Romania is a very, very poor country, a lot of organized crime, but in general, it's extremely safe. Girls walk alone at night, all in the middle of parks, 3 a.m, through a park. You'll see some hot, beautiful chick just walking through the park. And I said to people, like, isn't she scared? Like, what if someone were to attack her or whatever? And they say, no, she's a Romanian girl. Like, a Romanian man would not hurt a Romanian girl. There's like a unity. There's a morality. Romania is the most Christian country in the world. It's like there's a common sense of morality, right? So they would never just hurt someone random because they see themselves in them. America doesn't have that.
No.
Yeah. America has none of that.
But America's more diverse too, right?
More diverse, which is why when you look into it, and hey, bro, I'm brown. I'm half black, half white. My father is African American. So we talk about diversity. I'm not saying it from a racist standpoint. I'm saying the reason it's propagated by the Matrix is because it divides society, which is what they want, as we discussed earlier. Which we can go into another point, but I don't want to get the podcast taken into that. But I'm just saying that when you live in a homogenous society like Romania, where 99.9% people are Romanian, they see themselves in other people. So when the country goes broke, because it's already broke, now the country's poor, crime doesn't escalate. America's a different story. As soon as America starts running out of money and people start getting broke in America, it's a free-for-all. As soon as people start, I can't eat. Look at the looting. I've never seen looting in Romania. No one's ever looted a store. None of this shit. In the riots, Romania had huge political protests because one of their presidents got caught stealing billions. Massive protests. You can Google it up like you've never seen. Bigger than BLM. Huge. Not a single store looted. Not one. Why? Because that's some family store. There's morality left.
That looting shit was fucking
Bro, there's no morality.
crazy.
So you're saying what's going to happen? I'm saying in the Western world, without morality, the only thing that keeps people in line is fear of the law. The second that's gone, you better get on a jet, G. It's going to be a fucking shit show.
I think some crazy shit's about to go down in our lifetime.
Shit show,
If
man.
shit does go down, can we bunk up with you or?
I have got food for 10 years in my house.
You got guards too.
I've got food for 10 years and bullets for a long firefight. So
And 4 wives.
more than that, G. Come on, I haven't settled down yet. Yeah, I think, yeah, and it's interesting. Like people, we can talk about a whole bunch of shit, but when you're talking about wealth and money and stuff, the rich truly understand this. The wealthy of the world are starting to understand this. Americans are actually a very unique type of people because I am American as well. So when I say these things, I'm not hating on Americans because I'm American, right? But Americans are unique because like when Americans make a bunch of money, it doesn't really cross their mind to leave America. The PSYOP, the most free country, we're the freest. Free to do what, G? What are you more free to do? Like, how about this? I'll go drive 200 miles an hour in my Lambo in Romania, and you drive 200 miles per hour in your Lambo in America, and let's see who gets some more trouble. What are you free? You can't drive fast.
Well, probably freer than China or something.
Freer than China? Who's not freer than China?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, but I'm saying that there's most places, you can go to Portugal and do whatever the fuck you want.
You said it yourself.
Like, but I'm saying the PSYOP is so large on the American populace that a lot of the money still stays inside of America. But in other countries, people are more open and agile. But I think as the internet comes, as people start to realize, wait, I'm an American, I'm earning X amount of money, I want to move to Miami and or I can move to Croatia.
I think there's a lot of good people in America though too, but there's a lot of idiots too.
Completely. I'm not hating on Americans. I'm saying that when the wealth of America starts realizing that their money will get them further, they will be safer and they'll have a better quality of life outside of the USA. That's the problem for the USA. I'm not hating on the people.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the American mindset is still America, America, America. Everywhere else is dangerous and poor.
Yeah.
But Americans haven't traveled much per percent of the population. But once they realize there's other options, a lot of Americans will be like, wait, instead of 10 grand a month in Miami, I can spend $1,000 a month in Croatia. Hotter women, zero crime, better. Like the weather's
Hotter
just as
chicks
good.
in Croatia?
Yeah, Croatia's badass, man.
Hotter than Miami?
Miami has a lot of hot girls, but okay, let me change it from hotter. Let me change it to better quality.
Okay.
Here they go to church. They're innocent. You can show them the world. You ain't
Here they
showing a bitch
here
in
they
Miami
have like
nothing.
one body.
Yeah,
So that's for us three. 50's like for
stay in
you.
Miami, G.
Yeah.
But that's my point. So
Johnny likes
you're talking about what's
both.
going to happen. I think that as wealth starts to flee the West, there's going to be serious issues. That's why there's going to happen.
That's scary shit.
Scary shit, bro.
But I might be wrong. Who knows? I'm some
No, I
crazy
think
idiot.
I agree.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I just feel some crazy shit's coming. Like
Yeah.
people are just getting more and more.
And
divided.
Polarized.
The government's
Market's
getting
fucked,
crazier and
crypto's
crazier.
fucked, everything's fucked.
But they polarize us on purpose. Like I'm not gonna.
I think it's going to come to a complete crash, and it's going to take a total reset for humanity to ever get back to.
True, but
How
the
long do
problem
you
is
think,
the total reset.
I have no idea.
The
I think in our lifetime.
But this is the problem. Whoever is powerful enough to construct a total reset will construct it in a way that we have even less freedom than we've ever had.
True.
That's what the reset's for. They're trying to destroy it all for the reset, so they can come along and say the only
Oh
way
my
we can
God.
keep you safe, the only way you are safe is if you obey. Let me give you guys some examples. Some very simple examples.
No, yeah, 100%.
Let me give you some examples, right? Because once the only thing that's preventing a huge reset right now is the human element. The human element is the one thing that they're combating against. So we were talking earlier about
What do you mean by the human element?
Right. We're talking about kids going to school and the mother involved and the human ideas, the human element. So let's give an example. The last 3 years, there was a pandemic, blah, blah, blah. They made all these crazy rules. The rules only exist if the police enforce them. And during the pandemic, I traveled the entire world. I never stayed still for a second. I managed to get in and out of every country I wanted to. I did whatever the fuck I wanted. So Sweden never locked down. They don't want to talk about that. They don't talk about the fact that in Stockholm, in nightclubs, it was full of chicks and it was completely fucking normal without masks.
The whole time?
The entire fucking time. So I'm in Stockholm for 3 months, right? So you can go to Stockholm, go from country to country, whatever. The country where the police forces are more professional, more inside of the matrix, had stricter COVID rules than the countries where the police are more corrupt and more lazy because you can't enforce it. So if I was in Serbia and didn't wear a mask and the police over there comes and said mask, I said, bro, this is stupid. I'm not wearing a mask. Okay. He doesn't get paid enough. He doesn't care. American cop, you better put it on, bro. Put on the mask. Like, so the police force, the more matrix minded they are, the more strict the society is going to be. And I'm saying the human element because there are certain laws that they'd love to make, but they can't make because they're too far for the police, even in completely controlled countries, Western countries, to enforce. If they were to say to the American police, kill everyone with the long hair, the police wouldn't do it, right? But the human element is being removed. This is what I'm trying to say. All this shit with electric cars and AI and all this stuff. Wait until the police are robots. Wait till they bring on the new COVID shit and there's no human element in the enforcement. Wait till it's fucking pure robotic. When they program the robots, if he ain't got a mask on, take him out.
I think there's going to be a new...
They won't give a fuck. There's not going to be, that's a grandma without a mask. It's not going to be, oh, that's my brother without a mask. It's not going to be, you know what, this pandemic's gone on too long. This guy doesn't have a mask on. It's not going to be, he's asthmatic. Da-da. There are certain things you could, even as stupid as the police were during this thing, because the police proved themselves to be fucking retards. As stupid as they were, you could still reason with them. Maybe not in America, but in many places in the world, you could say, gee, I'm not wearing a fucking mask. It's a wedding. I want to take a wedding photo. And they'd be like, okay. Like, in many places in the world, COVID wasn't really that real because the police didn't really enforce it because they knew it was stupid. Once it goes robotic, then that's the great reset. And here, do you know how they're going to do it? They're going to do it under the guise of safety. They're going to come along and say, all these accidental shootings by human cops, accidentally killing people, we can't trust police officers as people because we're all flawed. A machine never makes a mistake. You're going to be safe with the machine cops. Don't worry. The machine cops come along. And when the machine cops have replaced us all, then the enslavement
But we're
begins.
a long ways away from that.
We're
no?
okay, then let's take electric cars. Electric cars is the same deal. Electric cars is the same thing. They want us all to have electric cars because they can turn your car off. That's all the reason they want you to have one. They can turn it off. They can't turn off your combustion engine, but they can turn off your fucking electric car. So they're forcing us all to have them.
What about for the environment, though?
Here we go. Now let's talk about that. Talk about that bullshit. They want electric cars so they can stop you moving. That's the whole point of it. You think they give a solitary fuck about the environment? You said environment. The amount of lithium they're digging up to make these batteries is doing more damage to the environment than a fucking petrol engine could ever do. You're telling me about the environment, and these people are so scared about climate change, but then the second they get
I think
money...
they're just doing it because it makes money, though. Because people will buy something to feel environmentally friendly.
What I'm saying
Like, I don't
is-
think Elon Musk's sitting there thinking, oh, I want to turn people's cars off. He's thinking people are going to buy electric cars
Correct.
to save the environment,
Correct.
and I'm going to make fucking
Correct.
money.
But the people who are in charge of the world are going to propagate.
Yeah,
They'll
get behind
They're
it.
going to propagate it and purport it under the guise of control because that's all they're interested in
is
is
he
more
behind
control.
it then, too?
It's
Or
not.
is
No,
he
I think
control-
I actually believe Elon's a relatively
Have
good
you
guy
met
just
it?
making a good product. The point I'm trying to make is this. The way they're going to make us, because if Elon was a good guy making a good product, fine. But why are they going to force us to have electric cars? Because it's coming. Already in Europe, you can't sell diesel cars after 2026.
Really?
Yeah, already they're stopping. Look it
the
up.
fuck?
You can only buy electric cars
Is that in
within
the
10
US or
years.
No, they don't care out there.
then-
Not yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but then every manufacturer is just gonna start to make electric cars.
Correct. So so not about Elon, because all the manufacturers make electric cars, right? America, the reason America is delayed in this, because America, a lot of the lobbying to the government is done by oil companies. That's also why America doesn't have rail. you ever wondered why America, as big as it is, doesn't have bullet trains?
Doesn't have what?
Like bullet trains, like China or Japan. They have bullet trains. They have 300 mile per hour trains that are never late for even a single second. America would be perfect for that, but they don't have it because big oil comes along, lobbies the government, makes sure all the rail projects are shut down, so you have to drive your ass on the freeway, on these huge freeways, which is good for the oil companies, for the gasoline. So that's a side note. So that's why it's delayed in America, because the big oil is involved. But if you look at Europe, most European countries are already starting to say you have to have an electric car. You can still drive your petrol car, but you have to buy an electric car or a hybrid by 2026. Lamborghini's just gone hybrid. Aston Martin's new car is a hybrid. Even the supercar companies are going hybrid because they know they're going to have to, right? And they're doing this under the guise of climate change. What did I say earlier about Trojan horse? We care about the planet, climate change. The Trojan horse inside of that is we're going to control you. We're going to stop you eating as much meat. We're going to stop you flying around on planes. You're going to have an electric car that we can control, and we know exactly where it goes and we can turn it off. We're going to stop you doing X, Y, Z for the environment. But the people who are in charge of the world who purport this shit, are they flying on economy planes or are they flying on jets?
Jets.
They're flying on jets. When they get rich and they're so scared about sea levels, they buy a nice big mansion on the water. You ever notice that? I thought the sea was coming, but you want a fucking mansion on the beach. You're not very scared of it now, are you?
And they'll also have armed guards and say that people can't have guns.
So this is what I'm saying. All of these things that the Matrix purports, it's all fucking bullshit because the people who actually fucking involved in purporting it are not concerned by it on any level. And they're going to come along to you and say, for the environment, don't eat meat, drive your electric car on Tuesdays, the only day it's going to turn on. Fuck you, you're a peasant, you're a slave, you're a peon. That's what you are and that's what you'll be. If you try and go to the protest about being a slave, we will shut your electric car off. Fuck you.
Fuck yeah.
Slavery's coming. And if you resist too much, the kill bots are going to turn up to your house, fucking drag you to Gulag Center number 7. That's the future of humanity. We're living in one of the last free times.
Sounds fucking lit.
It's coming.
Right.
It's coming.
Mind fucking, yeah.
Well, should we wrap? Andrew Tate, you're the fucking man, bro.
Yeah, you're the man.
Thanks
This
for
is
hanging
great.
out.
This was by far, how long was this, boys?
Like 2.5 hours.
2.5
You're the
hours.
fucking man, bro.
We usually go for like 1:15, right?
Yeah.
This was great, though.
This was amazing.
This is awesome.
You're the
bro.
man.
I'm warmed up now, so we can do another one sometime.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. So
Thank
what's
you.
good? What's good for the rest of the week? Is there anything we should do? Like, I want to fucking...
Well, can we kick it for a little bit? We'll smoke a cigar out there and talk about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can sit a cigar. We can sit with the cigar. Let's chill. I'll get you guys. I'll speak to some of my friends in Croatia and get you guys a list of cool shit to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'll be on the boat, but I'll
Yeah.
give you a list of shit to do,
Let's
places
do
to
it.
go, that kind of stuff.
All right, man. You're the
All
fucking
right,
man.
Andrew Tate.
That was lit.
Yeah, that was
Crazy
fucking
shit.
lit.
Thank
Thank you,
you, bro.
guys.
You're the man.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that pod was fucking hilarious. Andrew Tate, that guy's just a straight up comedian, man. Love him or hate him, the guy's hilarious. Just a reminder again, the high value male shirts, fire shirts, we're gonna be rocking them. They're on fullsend.com live right now. Very, very limited stock, so go to fullsend.com. Thank you guys for all the support on the podcast. This was a huge episode. We came all the way to Croatia for this. And then Monday, Nelk video. We're gonna go party with Andrew Tate right now. So get ready for the Nelk video Monday. Love you boys. See you soon.